Stadium in DeKalb, Illinois, where the Northern Illinois Huskies will battle the Ball State Cardinals. Good afternoon, everybody. Alongside former NFL standout wide receiver Tom Waddle, I'm David Kaplan, and got a great ball game on tap for you today. Northern Illinois rolls in at 7-1, but Tom Waddle off their first loss. They were beaten badly at Bowling Green a week ago. They have to put it behind them.
There's no question. This is a very disappointed Huskies team. They dropped out of the BCS standings. They have fallen from number 12 to number 21 in the country, but they can look at this thing in two ways. They can dwell on last week and let it affect them the remainder of the season, or they can look to the future, try to run the table, get to 11-1, and visit a bowl game at the end of the season. Spending some time with Joe Novak, I got a feeling this team's going to be ready to play today.
All right, now Michael the Burner Turner is their key guy offensively. He's been bottled up somewhat because defenses focus on him. That has paved the way for a big season for wide receiver. I like to call him Little Waddle, PJ Fleck.
What more can you say about PJ Fleck? He's having an outstanding season this year. He's fourth in the country, averaging 8 catches per game out there. He catches the ball over the middle in traffic. He gets the deep play for you as well with Dan Sheldon out. He's a tremendous student in the classroom. This kid is a quality kid. He's doing everything they've asked him to do.
All right, now for Ball State, a balanced attack led by a quarterback who's a Chicago kid from Oak Park, Talmadge Hill.
And an experienced kid. He's a fifth-year senior. He makes great decisions. 13 touchdowns on the year, just 2 interceptions. This entire Ball State team takes control of the football. Only 10 turnovers on the season so far this year. They're also very efficient in the red zone. The number 2 most efficient team offensively in the red zone in the MAC. They're flying high after a huge win over Toledo last week. I think they'll be ready to play this afternoon.
Well, we're going to find out. Let's go down to the field. Our Gail Fisher is with Northern Illinois coach Joe Novak.
Thanks, guys. Coach Joe Novak, you said last week you got flat out beat by Bowling Green. What did you do or say to your team this week to get them to bounce back?
Didn't have to say much. Their pride was hurt. So we had a great week of practice. I'm anxious to see how we play today, but it's a proud group of kids. I didn't have to say a heck of a lot.
7 times this season you guys have fell behind early. Are you concerned about that happening again?
Yeah, we did last week and couldn't dig our way out, so that's always a concern. We'd like to get out of the box great, but whatever, we'll see what we have to do.
All right, Coach.
Okay.
Good luck to you in this
Thank you.
game. Let's send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Gail. So as you said, Joe Novak appears to have his guys ready to play. We should have a heck of a football game.
I agree with you. They'll put last week's loss behind them. They'll look at Ball State today, and I think they're going to be ready to play.
All right, we're going to find out. Can the Burner crank it up? Will PJ Fleck have a big day? Josh Halvey against Talmadge Hill. We got a great one coming up. It's Northern Illinois looking for their 8th win of the season, and they take on the visiting Ball State Cardinals. We'll be back with the opening kickoff in the lineups coming up on Fox Sports Net.
Yeah. Hey, call me on Ed's phone.
Is your phone broken, Joe?
No, my wireless company doesn't give me enough anytime minutes. Hey. Yeah, cool. Huh. Hey, call me back later. Where? Yo, Stick, we hanging out tonight? Yeah. Call me on Stick's phone.
For award-winning customer service and all the minutes you need, switch to U.S. Cellular.
Yeah, you'll get the minutes you need to use your own phone.
U.S. Cellular. We connect with you.
A better brand of beef makes a butter burger better.
A better brand of beef makes a better...
Makes a burger better.
What?
A better brand of beef makes a butter burger better.
A better brand of beef makes a better butter...
I can't say that.
A better brand of beef makes a better burger better.
The better brand of beef makes a better butter...
A better brand of beef. A better brand of beef makes a better burger better.
Culver's, America's favorites made fresh.
Hawks, Blues, tonight at 6:30 on Fox Sports Net.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The only show that takes you inside the world of extreme sports each and every weekday. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Weekdays on Fox Sports Net.
The ultimate fantasy football show. Who's a stud? Who's a dud? We know what you don't. Weekends on Fox Sports Net.
Ball State deferred, so Northern will receive. Brian Jackson. Fox Sportsnet's coverage of Northern Illinois Husky football brought to you by Culver's Frozen Custard and Butter Burgers, America's favorites, made fresh. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. Applebee's, eating good in the neighborhood. Subway, eat fresh. Comfort Inn at Suites of Rochelle, a great place to stay before or after Husky football games where you will sleep in comfort. And VCB, the Village Commons bookstore, for all your Husky clothing and souvenir needs. Visit us at www.vcbs.com. Ball State won the toss and has deferred to Northern Illinois. Brian Jackson will kick off for Northern Illinois. Number 18, Randee Drew, is the deep man, and we are ready on Elimination Saturday, Tom Waddle, for a very good college football game.
As you heard in the open, Gail Fisher mentioned to the coach, this is a Northern Illinois football team that has fallen behind 7 times this year. I'm sure they'd like a much better start to this game.
Kick is going to come down and grab right around the 20-yard line, and Northern's going to start right around the 23-yard line as A.J. Harris grabbed the short kick from Brian Jackson, and Northern goes on the attack. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. 14:56 to go. David Kaplan and former Chicago Bears standout wide receiver Tom Waddle. And, you know, I kidded you in the open. I said P.J. Fleck, I call Little Waddle. That's his nickname around here.
It is. He's a couple inches shorter than I am, but I think he's probably 5 pounds heavier and a
better-looking kid.
And a heck of a lot better built, too.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Josh Haldee is the quarterback. And he gives it to Michael Turner. The burner turns the corner and rumbles for a gain of close to 10. As we look at the starting lineups for Northern Illinois, Josh Haldee, their quarterback, 6'2", 205. He is a junior.
Husky first down.
And that run by Turner was good enough for a Northern Illinois first down. So they'll start 1st and 10.
And a good sign for Joe Novak's offense. Last week, they got behind 14 points. They were down early to Bowling Green, and they had to go away from Michael Turner. Today, he gets the football first in a very productive first play.
Perry, the motion man, as Haldee barks out the signals. It gives to Turner. He tries the left side again and is across the 35 and close to the 36-yard line.
On the play.
There is a penalty marker on the play, and they're going to call unnecessary roughness. What, a late hit, Tom?
Whatever they did, it wasn't appropriate. Northern's going to get 15 yards on this one.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
You look at Brady Hoke, first-year head coach at Ball State. He was a fine defensive lineman at Ball State and had a good run as an assistant at the University of Michigan, and has brought a Michigan-style attack to Ball State where they're balanced. They'll throw it and they'll run it.
And I can guarantee you that personal fouls are not accepted at Michigan State, nor will they, or Michigan, excuse me, nor will they be accepted at Ball State.
Haldee ducks under center. 3rd straight plays. The carry again for Turner, and Turner is knocked down just short of the Ball State 45-yard line. As we now look at the starting lineups. Josh Haldee, this year's quarterback numbers, 142 of 233, 16 TDs to just 5 picks. Last year versus Ball State, 4 touchdowns in the 2nd quarter. There's the O-line: Free, Rogers, Galani, Ebenhock, and Verstrady. The pitch to Turner, tries the left side. Turner rumbling. Turner all the way down to the 35-yard line. So it's been all Michael Turner, aided by a 15-yard late hit penalty. The Huskies are on the move quickly, Tom.
And it's all been over the left side of their offensive line. Doug Free, a young man, a redshirt freshman, is your left tackle. Number 62, Matt Rogers, is your left guard. And Haldee makes a wise decision there, gets it to Turner, who finds a corner. And that young offensive line on the left-hand side creating some space for Michael Turner early in this ball game.
And again, it's Michael Turner, and Michael Turner just across the 35-yard line, so perhaps gained a yard, a tough yard.
Well, and after coming off last week's very disappointing loss to Bowling Green and how it happened, getting behind so quickly in that ball game, what this team wanted to do, this Northern team wanted to come out, establish themselves, do something positive with their first drive, and currently that's exactly what they're doing, kind of reestablishing their confidence that may have been shaken last week at Bowling Green.
All right, a 2nd down and 8 situation. Every play has been Michael Turner so far, and it's going to be again Michael Turner around the right side. Michael Turner sends a defender flying before he is knocked out of bounds. He popped Quentin Manley, the 6-foot senior cornerback, number 11. Quentin Manley went flying backwards, and Turner ended up out of bounds, and that is a big gain for Michael Turner.
And look at the right side of your screen, number 82, PJ Fleck. We talked about him in the open. He does everything they ask him to do as a receiver. Not a whole lot of throwing so far in this drive. Actually, they haven't thrown it at all, but he's participating, clearing the way for Michael Turner.
It's a 1st down situation for the Huskies. Josh Haldy ducks under center, and the handoff this time as Michael Turner is going to get a bit of a breather. A.J. Harris, the man who handled the opening kickoff, 6'1" sophomore tailback, picks up maybe a yard.
Doesn't get a whole lot of experience out there. You see right here a little bit of a counter play, nowhere to run. Michael Turner has accounted for more than 97% of Northern's rushing yardage this year.
But A.J. stays in the backfield on a 2nd and 9, and Haldy's going to throw for the first time. Finds P.J. Fleck, and he is knocked down on a nice tackle. Knocked down at around the 21-yard line. Jesse Avant. Seniors, especially for Brady Hoke, a rookie head coach, you like to have some experience at a corner spot.
No doubt. They've got some experience across that entire secondary. They've got 3 seniors and 1 junior. A lot of experience back there.
Haldy's going to go out of the gun now, out of the shotgun. Barks out the signals, and he's going to look. Haldy going to throw, and an outstanding catch. Outstanding play by Chatone Powers. Haldy put it on the money. Diving grab, 1st and goal, Northern Illinois. What a great throw. And a great throw,
but a great catch. Everything works. They get good protection, and Chatone Powers lays out. Not a lot of guys want to throw their bodies out in the middle of the field right there. You have to have a fearless mentality to roam that portion of the field, but a huge 3rd down conversion.
And Quentin Manley, the man beaten on the play, had decent coverage. The throw was where you had to put it, and the catch, as Tom said, outstanding. Michael Turner takes the handoff, and a ton of traffic clogs up the lane, and he's knocked down right around the 3-yard line, and it'll be a 2nd and goal situation for the Huskies.
You have a Heisman caliber running back. Don't be shocked to see Coach Joe Novak go back to him here on 2nd down.
Would you stretch the defense and run wide here, or do you stay between the tackles?
Well, I think you try to stretch them out with your formation, and that's what they did there. Keith Perry, who plays a hybrid type of tight end fullback position, was split out. So were the 2 receivers. Looks like they're going to pack this one in, though, and maybe go with a power formation.
Right, with C-Slack now, the tight end lining up as the lead blocker, and it's going to be Haldy keeping and diving for the touchdown. Give him 6 for Northern Illinois, and they grab the early lead.
Just a great athletic play from Josh Haldy. Conrad Slaughter had him in his arms. Finds a way to slip the grasp of the left tackle. And as I said earlier, a very productive first drive, something to give these Huskies a little bit of confidence after last week's disappointing loss.
Fleck to hold. Azar's extra point is perfect. So with 10:32 left in the first quarter, the Northern Illinois Huskies behind a Josh Haldy touchdown lead Ball State 7-0.
In a claim or loss situation, what can a nationwide agent do for you? Get everything back to normal quickly so your life stays in drive. For auto insurance that takes care of you, call toll-free 1-877-ON-YOUR-SIDE.
Nationwide on your side.
The broadcast rights for this event have been granted to Fox Sports Net by Northern Illinois University. Any reproduction or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Fox Sports Net and NIU is strictly prohibited. Tommy?
I think Ball State was thinking along my line that they were going to give this ball to Michael Turner. Brad Cieslak's out there trying to lead the way, and actually Haldy tucks it and runs on the option. He gets by Justin Riley, who had his hands on the Northern quarterback. Seeing a little bit of the option today. Not usually Josh Haldy's strength, but once again, very effective.
Larry Bostic and Terry Moss, the deep men for Ball State. Azar's kick's going to come down right around the 3. And Northern with outstanding coverage. Terry Moss on the return, and Ball State goes on the attack just short of their 20-yard line. Call it the, the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Ball State Cardinals, and quarterback Talmadge Hill out of Oak Park, Illinois.
Yeah, we talked about it in the open. There's a 5th-year senior, makes great decisions. 13 touchdowns on the year, just 2 interceptions, completing 62% of his passes. He's done a nice job, had a great afternoon against Toledo last Saturday.
Single back set is Scott Blair for Ball State behind Talmadge Hill, and he is going to throw on 1st down, and his receiver, Franklin, fell down, and it's going to be a 2nd and 10. Let's go back to our studio for a college football update with Mitch Robinson.
Thanks a lot, Cappy. Illinois and Iowa going out to Kinnick Stadium. The Hawkeyes open up the game with a monster 18-play drive capped off by Nathan Chandler back of the end zone to Tony Jackson. Hawkeyes up 20-0 right now. That was a 9-minute drive. Back to you, Cappy.
Welcome back to Brigham Field at Husky Stadium in DeKalb, Illinois. A 2nd and 10 situation for Ball State. Talmadge Hill going to throw again on 2nd down. He rolls, he throws, and it is incomplete. Caught out of bounds. Receiver could not get his feet down. Dante Ridgway was the intended receiver. Randee Drew was there in coverage, Tom.
And Ridgway is Hill's top target this year. 59 catches on the season, 8 touchdowns, averaging 96 yards per game. These two have developed a nice little rapport out there so far this season. This is not where you want to be either. 3rd and 10, 3rd and long is the conversion rate not very high for anybody. Ball State looks a little flat coming out both defensively and now offensively.
Brad Wilson is the 2nd man in the backfield. They go out of the shotgun. Hill is going to look, drops straight back, pumps, throws, and the pass is caught for maybe a 2-yard gain. A lot of red shirts flying to the football, and Ball State, 3 and out, is going to have to punt it away, and that's not how Coach Hoke wanted to see things get started. He ran pretty safe routes the first 2 plays, looking to pick up a chunky yardage, and was unsuccessful.
They do a nice job taking care of the football. Only 10 turnovers so far this season, so it was a high percentage completion, but really never threatened converting to 3rd down.
Well, P.J. Fleck deep. Philip Ems will be the punter for the Ball State Cardinals. The snap, the punt is away. P.J. Fleck grabs it at the 40, tries to turn it upfield, and is knocked down at the 42. So the Huskies with good field position at their own 42-yard line.
I mentioned it earlier. I think if there was one team I expect would come out maybe a little flat, hanging their heads a little bit, it would be Northern, coming off of last week's very difficult loss. But they've come out and really focused and done a nice job in their first drive. They've taken it for a score. Ball State coming off a huge win over Toledo last week. Looks like the team that maybe not having their act together early on.
And the Huskies back to business offensively. Josh Haldy will duck under center. Keith Perry, they call him the Q-man in this offense. Slot receiver, single back set. It is Michael Turner going to try the right side. Turner turns the corner. Turner falls down across midfield. They're going to spot it right at the 50-yard line is where they say his knee went down. So it will bring up a 2nd and 2 for Northern Illinois.
I think we give that tackle to the turf monster right here. You see Michael Turner getting to the outside. Actually, he does get tripped up. Looks like Matt Cannon, the offensive coordinator from Northern, feels very comfortable getting Michael Turner to the outside. He does have the speed to go along with that size, but they really are attacking the perimeter of Ball State early on.
Haldy under center on a 2nd and 2 situation. Michael Turner, the single back, and he'll get it again. Michael Turner is knocked down right close to the line of scrimmage. Might have lost half a yard on that play. Going to bring up a 3rd and 2, possibly 3rd and 3 situation. We'll check the spot. It's just short of the 50, so about 2.5 yards.
And Brad Cieslak, you see him coming in, trying to create some room right there, but the Cardinals are playing an 8-man front. They've gotten wise to what Northern's trying to do, and that's establish the run with Michael Turner. They're going to take away the run and force Haldy and Fleck to beat him through the air.
Haldy, the toss to Turner, and that one sniffed out in a big, big way. Riley Larimore, the defensive end, just a freshman, flies in and absolutely buries Michael Turner for a loss on the play.
They went to the well one too many times here. Haldy right there should tuck the ball. Makes a bad decision. Obviously, you want to get it to your best player, and that's Michael Turner. On that occasion, the quarterback's got to tuck that ball and turn it up.
Well, it's a 4th and 8 now. Anthony Gallagher in the punt for Northern. A lot of pressure, and he gets it away, and down he goes, but no flag on the play. And Ball State calls a fair catch at the 22-yard line. So, 7:30 left, first quarter. It's Northern Illinois 7, Ball State nothing.
NIU fans, when you enter the Village Commons bookstore, you're entering Husky territory. VCB is the official site for NIU athletics, featuring the new NIU logo on a wide range of hats, t-shirts, shorts, sweats, and NIU logo gifts and accessories. Whether you're a student, graduate, or a fan of NIU athletics, the Village Commons bookstore is your Husky headquarters. Visit us in DeKalb or call us toll-free 800-700-4868 or on the web at www.vcbs.com.
We're leaving in 5 minutes, guys.
The C240 sedan with 4MATIC all-wheel drive. Disappointing kids everywhere.
Local authorities are not commenting on the origin of this phenomenon.
There is no cause for alarm. I've never seen anything like it.
Are you guys getting this?
All signs point to your local Chevy dealer. Now get $3,000 cash back or 0% APR financing for 60 months on every 2003 Chevy Impala. But hurry, the selection won't last.
Can I do the next one?
No.
Please?
No.
I never get to do anything fun.
Tonight, Steve Sullivan and the Blackhawks. Bright young stars square up against Keith Kachuk and the Blues. Blackhawks Blues tonight at 6:30 right here on Fox Sports. Now, you're a big Keith Kachuk fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Had a great career out.
You didn't even know what sport he played.
He played for the Coyotes for quite some time, was a star for the St. Louis Blues.
Where did he play before the Coyotes?
I'll let you know that after this next play.
That'd be great. Talmadge Hill, his second opportunity offensively today, and Ball State, the handoff is going to go for big yardage. Ball State first running play, and they are knocked out at the 43-yard line. Brad Cease with a tremendous run, a huge hole opened up, and now Cease is a backup fullback who does not get a lot of opportunities to run the football.
And he's a big man, so I think it's safe to say that you could have driven a truck through that hole. Gets to the secondary, and the Ball State receivers do a nice job. You see Brian Williamson there trying to give him some room to run. Actually, Larry Bostic giving him a block.
1st and 10, Ball State.
When we talk about David Kaplan, his positive yardage on first down, I would say that would fit that bill.
That would fit that bill in a big way. Ball State decides to stay on the ground, and again a big running play. with success.
That one's coming back, though. Javen Lee was hooked.
As Scott Blair, who's their money man in the backfield, and you are correct, sir, holding.
I think they're going to flag Joel Hoffman for a takedown. I don't know if Mr. Hoffman's much of a wrestler, but he certainly was on this play. Javen Lee, you'll see him knifing in at the edge of the screen, and you missed it right there. Rob Lee comes in and cleans up the play.
On the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's our guy right there. A fifth-year senior doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but
Hoffman, Ramsey, Tabaka, Barclay, and Schneider.
Really is a very good offensive line.
It is.
Group. They've only given up 13 sacks on the season so far. It's a Ball State team that has really limited their mistakes this year. We've talked about it a number of times already. Only 10 turnovers through 8 games. Only given up 13 sacks. Not an explosive offense, more of a ball control group. But as I say that, they split 3 wide to the right.
Cease is now again in the backfield, and the handoff goes to Cease again, and he crashes into the middle of the line for a short gain. On a 1st and 20 for the Ball State Cardinals, Northern Illinois with a 7-0 lead. 6:50 and counting here, first quarter.
Northern's having to...
He'll pick up 5, so it'll bring up a second. They'll call it 4. 2nd and 16. A 2nd and 16.
It's really a Northern defense that's had to learn how to play without their leader, and Nick Duffy, who's out for the season with an ankle injury.
Dante Ridgway is the wide receiver at the bottom of your screen, and the coaches at Ball State very high on this young man. Hill is going to keep it. Hill making people miss. Hill at the 40, the 30. Hill down the sidelines, and he's knocked out at the 15 on a fabulous run for Talmadge Hill.
It's a design quarterback keeper, and I want you to watch this replay. This play is made possible by Michael Steinhaus, the true freshman tight end. You see 2 steps, he'll find a spot and run, and there it is right there. Michael Steinhaus just collapses the Northern defense, and Hill on his way into the end zone. A great tackle by Randee Drew, hustling down.
Ball State has moved the football to the Husky 14-yard line. Hill will duck under center on a 1st and 10 with a deuce backfield. He's going to toss it to Bostic. Bostic trying to turn the corner and is knocked down at the 13, and we've got yellow laundry, Tom Waddle.
Well, regardless of the flag, Lionel Hickenbottom shows you why Joe Novak calls him their best defensive back. He's their free safety, just closes on that run. Comes up with a huge tackle.
So we've got an offside encroachment penalty on Northern Illinois. So Ball State being aided by a penalty here. Northern was aided by a penalty on their first possession. Get a look at Joe Novak, one of the finalists for Coach of the Year this year, and
deservedly so.
Very deservedly so.
Was last year's MAC Coach of the Year.
Yep. Done a tremendous job. So a 1st and 5 at the Northern Illinois 9. Again, a deuce backfield. Cease and Blair. Hill, handoff. Blair into the middle of the line, and he is turned back just short of the 5-yard line.
And a Ball State front 5's getting some push right now. Not a great running football team. They rank 11th in the MAC so far this year with 111 yards per game on the ground. Jason Hawkins filling in for Nick Duffy, who we talked about earlier, out for the season with that ankle injury. Gets caught up in the wash.
Ray Smith, though, came in, did a nice job filling the hole there and knocking Blair down. As he will come out. Single back set now, and it will be Cease. Brad Cease, just a freshman. There's the handoff to Cease, and he crashes through and is knocked down at the 2-yard line.
Nice little area.
Well, Ball State has decided that they're going to attack this Northern defense right up the middle. Martin Wilson, Leonard Cooksey, 2 of the bigger defenders, but they're getting great push. Travis Barclay just rooting a hole out there for for Cease to run it right up in the middle. They find themselves 2 yards away from pay dirt.
Tight end, the motion man to help with the blocking, the handoff Blair, and an outstanding tackle. Outstanding for Lionel Hickenbottom, flying through and knocking down Blair short of the goal line.
They list him as their free safety, and that is the position he plays, but he plays that position almost like a strong safety. Excellent run support. They try to collapse the end. Lionel Hickenbottom almost fills the role as an outside linebacker in that defensive front. Again, I mentioned that Joe Novak calls him their best defensive back, and it is a very accomplished defensive backfield for Northern with Randee Drew and Akil Grant and Rob Lee.
And Hill does not like what he sees. The play clock running down, he will call a timeout. So we're going to take a timeout. Second and goal when we come back. Northern 7, Ball State nothing here in DeKalb.
Jared? What are you doing here? I don't know. Just always wanted to try this place. But Jared, it's okay. I had Subway for lunch.
When you have wholesome low-fat sandwiches from Subway, it's all right to indulge now and then. Try our delicious sweet onion chicken teriyaki sandwich, made fresh with under 6 grams of fat, so you can feel good about being good and okay about being bad. Some dessert, sir? Subway, good, so you don't always have to be.
Do you think that bankruptcy means you lose your house? Wrong. It's exactly the opposite. Do you think you can't buy a house or car after getting out of debt? Wrong. You might think that getting a fresh start means no credit card. Wrong again. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Let my law firm show you how to get a real fresh start. Listen to my Chapter 7 and 13 info tapes right now.
1-800-401-4010.
Where do you go for everything NIU? Next time, go where people in the know-go. Log in to www.niu.edu. Athletics, news, and events, campus, and course info, everything. www.niu.edu. Tommy and I were hanging out there the last week doing our game prep.
We were?
I was.
Oh, yeah? Good decision from Hill. He didn't see what he liked, called the timeout, and I think that he made the right decision.
Yes, he did. Hand off to Cease for the touchdown. Ball State an extra point away from drawing even.
Brad Cease comes into today with just 27 attempts. They've had some injuries. He's really played well early on, but again, you look, the front five of Ball State just creating some space. Jason Hawkins again having some trouble holding his own up there. Just running right behind left guard Jeff Ramsey and center Nick Tabacca.
Brian Jackson to try the PAT. The snap, the set, the kick, perfect. 7-7. Northern Illinois and Ball State with 3:55 left in the first quarter. So both teams have now found pay dirt, Tom Waddle.
They have. I mean, 2 impressive drives. You'll get another look at this. As I said earlier, Talmadge Hill makes a good decision. He didn't like what he saw before he calls the timeout. They changed the play, and Brad Cease gets it into the end zone. Again, Cease has not been their leading rusher so far this year. That's been Scott Blair, number 32.
Cease is a redshirt freshman with a grade point average of 3.26.
A lot of impressive student athletes.
Academic honors diploma, scholar athlete award at Warsaw High School in Indiana. A real quality student athlete, as you see him right there. And you take a look at the standings in the MAC West. Bowling Green, by virtue of that win over Northern Illinois last week, 4-0. The Huskies 3-1 along with Ball State.
This is what you want to look at for Ball State, 3-1. You look at the 4-4, you don't only want to talk about that. You want to talk about the conference record, 3-1, which is very impressive, which is the same as Northern Illinois.
And
I like how I use that telestrator.
Yeah, you've learned.
I wouldn't say that.
Telestrator class I gave you was good.
I can circle the numbers. It's just all the other stuff I have problems with.
Brian Jackson kicks deep, and the Huskies Huskies' Randee Drew stumbles across the 15. He'll be marked right around the 16-yard line where the Huskies will go on the attack. 1st and 10. That's a gorgeous day in DeKalb, Illinois. There's a nice crowd here. Doesn't seem to be any type of hangover from the loss to Bowling Green on the road a week ago. This place is packed.
It is. It's a good sign from the student body. You know, it'd be easy for everyone to dive off this northern ship and say, okay, we dropped out of the BCS standings. We dropped from 12 to 21. We have nothing left to play for. You're all wrong if you thought that. If this team runs the table, goes 11-1, they will have a postseason berth.
Haldy to the workhorse Turner. Turner across the 20 to the 21-yard line. A gain of, we'll call it 6 on a 2nd and 4 coming up.
Well, this young man's an outstanding football player.
Now, folks, if you have not seen Michael Turner yet, Michael Turner is the leading returning rusher this season in college football. He is one of the Heisman Trophy watch list candidates, and he has been the focal point of every defensive game plan Northern has faced this year, which has led to good seasons for Haldy and P.J. Fleck. Turner again. Turner stutter steps. Turner across the 20, knocked out about the 22-yard line, just short of the 22-yard line.
That may be one of the better 0-yard runs you've ever seen in your life. Really nowhere to go. And they have concentrated running behind Doug Free and Matt Rogers, the offensive left tackle and left guard. They also brought tight end Brad Cieslak over there. But you have success early in the running game. You just really nowhere to go, as you see right there. Justin Riley strings it out. They force him outside. They're facing a lot of 8-man fronts right now from this Cardinal defense.
Michael Turner, the single back with Haldy in the gun, and he's going to throw. Haldy fires, and it's thrown high for Sam Hurd.
Ball State brings the blitz. You had it. If you're Northern, you like your position. You're 3rd and 5. And once again, they cannot convert on 3rd and short.
So we saw a 3rd and 2 situation they could not convert, and a 3rd and 5 situation that passed off the mark. Hurd had no chance to make the play. And so Anthony Gallagher in the punt for Northern Illinois. Snap, a lot of pressure, but he gets it away cleanly. And it will float down at the 34-yard line, and we do have flags already on the play.
Ball State's going to get flagged for an illegal block, I believe, in this one. Larry Bostic was tangled up with Randee Drew.
Kirsten Strothman made the tackle. Ryan Ha-Hai on the return. But again, yellow laundry. Holding on Ball State. Good look at Brady Hoke. Tonight it's game
on the receiving team. Penalties.
We'll let the official speak first.
From the post-scrimmage kick. 1st down.
Now to you, Dave.
Now to me. Tonight it's game 1 of the 1st round of the MLS playoffs. I know the official wants to know about it. And the only place to see it is Fox Sports Net, where DeMarcus Beasley, Tom's favorite player, and the Fire battle DC United. Chicago Fire soccer tonight at 10 p.m. right here on Fox Sports Net.
I don't expect to see a whole lot of fancy stuff out of Ball State right now. They did a very nice job driving the football down the field. Smash mouth football.
Absolutely.
They got the big play from Talmadge Hill and the quarterback keeper.
Bostic, Ridgway, wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. Talmadge Hill going to hand it off to Blair, and he is tripped up short of the line of scrimmage. Javen Lee with an outstanding tackle.
Well, Northern's going to be forced into playing 8-man fronts as well, because that's where Ball State's had success running the football. Hill's doing this quite well, just turning it around and giving it to his tailback, this time Scott Blair. Northern stops him for a loss of 1. Javen Lee is an outstanding athletic linebacker. Has been hampered by a hamstring much of this season.
Hill's going to operate out of the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, throws, and finds Bostic. Bostic is to the 40-yard line, and he is knocked down at the the 40-yard line. He will be about 4 yards short of a Ball State first down. Barry Bostic is a 5'7", 175-pound sophomore.
This kid has also played some running back for Ball State. They like to get the football in his hands either through the air or turn around and giving it to him. Every team in college football these days is running this wide receiver screen. This time it works, but I would say defenses become very wise to that play over the last few years, and it doesn't work with the same type of regularity as it once did.
Now they're calling it 3rd and 2. Looks more like here a 3rd and 3 situation. Out of the hill, out of the shotgun, pressured, throws, and it is dropped, incomplete, and it'll bring up a punting situation for Ball State. A passing situation there, and it was a very long 2 if they were calling that a 3rd and 2 situation.
Well, that play's made possible by Jason Frank, the defensive end for Northern, who really did a nice job containing Hill. Ball's got to be caught. I'm not so sure if he catches the ball, though, that it's going to create a first down. Good stand for Northern Illinois, though.
Ems is on for his 2nd punt of the day. Fleck is deep. A very low kick, driving Fleck back to the 15. And he makes one man miss. And he will get across the 20 to the 24-yard line. A return of about 9 yards for P.J. Fleck, Northern standout wide receiver. What's with the rubber band on the arm? You see
I'm
that?
not sure. I'm not sure. I forgot to ask him that when we were down on the field earlier. You know, it's probably a good luck charm of some sort. Right. He looks to be a very superstitious kid. Tapes his shoes. His shoes look like something that you pulled out of the trash bin a couple of years ago. Check that out. He's got them all taped up.
Because there are holes in the side of both shoes, both sides, and he said that's black duct tape.
But I can identify with him because for 3 straight years with the Bears, I wore the same shoes.
But that was because you couldn't get a shoe contract.
Well, that and I was so superstitious, I wouldn't put on a decent pair of shoes. Maybe that's why I was so slow.
Northern on a 1st and 10. The main man, Michael Turner, is the single back. The handoff to Turner. Cuts toward the right, cuts toward the middle. Michael Turner with a big gain. Michael Turner across midfield. A big run for Turner, the burner.
This is what he needs to show the NFL scouts as well. Now, you're
change of direction.
That's right, and good vision and a burst of speed. Now, granted, Michael Turner's worried about getting this team a victory today and running the table for this Northern program, but right there, he gets a very nice block from number 66, Jake Verstrady. But that's what you want to see, a change of direction. He finds a hole.
Watch number 1, Keith Perry, also does a nice job on a block, cuts a man right at the line, and gave him that little sliver of daylight.
I can guarantee you that that play's not designed to cut back left of the center, but because Michael Turner does have such good vision, he found an opening, and he's got the speed to find his way to daylight. And
there you see, he's already carried it 13 times for 78 yards on his way to a big day. Timeout, Northern Illinois Huskies. 51.4 seconds in the first quarter, 7-7. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back on Fox Sports Net.
The time is now to get your Northern Illinois Husky basketball season tickets. Coach Rob Judson's Husky men's team is the preseason favorite to win the Mid-American Conference West Division crown, while the NIU women hope senior Jen Youngblood leads Carol Hammerly's team into title contention. Husky men's and women's basketball tickets are available through Ticketmaster or call 312-559-1212 or go online at niuhuskies.com.
Yeah, hey, call me on Ed's phone.
Is your phone broken, Joe?
No, my wireless company doesn't give me enough anytime minutes. Hey, yeah, cool. Huh. Hey, call me back later. Where? Yo, Stick, we hanging out tonight? Yeah. Call me on Stick's phone.
For award-winning customer service and all the minutes you need, switch to U.S. Cellular.
Yeah, you'll get the minutes you need to use your own phone.
U.S. Cellular. We connect with you.
Start your Sunday with NASCAR This Morning. Get the inside track from the pre-race show that'll have your motor running before the green flag drops. NASCAR This Morning on Fox Sports Net.
Central foes square off. Sullivan leads the Blackhawks. Kachuk powers the Blues. Let's hit the ice. Hawks, Blues, tonight at 6:30 on Fox Sports Net.
First and 10 for the Huskies from the Ball State 46.
Welcome back to Brigham Field at Husky Stadium in DeKalb, Illinois. The Huskies have the football on a 1st and 10. Haldy throws and it's got his man Keith Perry. Keith Perry is knocked out of bounds across the 40-yard line.
It's funny, I was just going to mention prior to going to break that as successful as Michael Turner's been today, this Husky offense is going to have to throw the football before we get out of here today. You cannot be one-dimensional. Josh Haldy with a very nice delivery to Keith Perry there. They have to threaten this Cardinal defense with the pass as well as the run.
So the Huskies with a short 2nd down play. Michael Turner is going to be nailed in the backfield. Boy, Ball State has done a wonderful job at finding him, locating him, and making the play. 30 seconds as the clock ticks down here in quarter number 1. So what was a very promising 2nd and short is now a 3rd and 7 situation.
It's going to be very difficult to run the football all day long against an 8-man front. And Douglas Owusu was your free safety for Ball State, 8 yards from the line of scrimmage, and he was the defensive back for Ball State that was as far back. I mean, they're daring Northern Illinois to throw the football on them, and so far they've decided to stick with a very conservative passing game and running the football.
And that's going to bring us to the end of quarter number 1. Got a good one here in DeKalb. It's the Huskies 7, the Cardinals 7. Don't go away. We got a good one.
A better brand of beef makes a butter burger better. A better brand.
A better brand of beef makes a butter burger better.
Hey, don't do it so fast.
You have to take your time.
A better brand of beef makes a butter burger better. A better brand of beef makes a butter burger better.
Culver's, America's favorites made fresh.
Do you know you are 1 year old today?
First birthday.
Goodness. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Oh, that's good.
Let's open the present.
Okay, you want to go open the present? Let's see what we got here, huh? Oh, look. What's in that box, Daddy? Oh, my goodness.
You got a big screen TV.
Sears offers top brand projection TVs like Mitsubishi. Great credit options and a Price Match Plus policy. Sears, good life, great price.
The hype. The anticipation. Do you sense it? Can you feel it? The wait is over. More games.
Holy mackerel!
The NBA's biggest stars.
He has got it all going now.
The most extensive coverage anywhere.
This place is going crazy.
This is Bulls basketball on Fox Sports Net.
Hey! Keep up with your favorite NIU athletes every week by watching Inside Husky Sports Thursdays at 3:30 right here on Fox Sports Net Chicago, hosted by Brad Hoy. You can get all things Huskies athletics at 3:30 p.m. Thursdays only on Fox Sports Net Chicago. And a 3rd and 7. Haldy going to dump it out for Turner. He's fighting, and he is not going to be able to pick up the 1st down. It'll bring up a 4th, and we'll call it 2.
That was a well-designed play. They flooded the left side of the field. Looks like Northern's going to go for this. Maybe a little bit out of Steve Azer's field goal range, but deep enough in the Cardinal territory to go for this. A little swing pass to the right. They just could not convert the 3rd down. They're now 1 of 4 on 3rd downs. You see the statistics here. Pretty even overall. No turnovers. Ball State with 3 penalties for 35 yards. Neither team been very good on 3rd down so far.
Well, 4th and 2, wouldn't be surprised to see him run behind number 64, Sean Schroeder, and he's a 320-pounder. They're going to throw, though. Haldy looking. Haldy is going to run. Haldy dives and has a 1st down. A passing play leads to a quarterback who has mobility, getting an opportunity to run for the 1st down, and Josh Haldy is successful.
And a smart quarterback. Both teams have smart quarterbacks today. Talmadge Hill and Josh Haldy. Instead of making a mistake here, throwing the football or throwing a low percentage completion pass, he tucks the ball and converts 4th down into 1st down.
And Michael Turner out there to throw a block for him.
The more you can do. It's what the guys on Sundays want to see you do.
So it's a 1st and 10 with Turner, the single back set. Keith Perry, the motion man. Haldy rolling. Haldy throwing. It's caught by Hurd. And he will be tackled at the 18-yard line. 1st down again for Northern Illinois.
And Josh Haldy shows you he's got a strong arm as well. There's no more difficult throw for a quarterback to make than
cross his body.
Absolutely. You're rolling left as a right-handed quarterback. You have to set your feet and throw the ball on a line. Little play-action play or pass right here. Haldy sets his feet, gets it out. Sam Hurd with a nice catch. Again, Northern is going to have to attack this Cardinal defense, not just on the ground, but through the air as well today.
Haldy, the handoff to Michael Turner. Turner rumbling. Turner is going to find Pater. Give him 6. Touchdown, Michael Turner and Northern Illinois. And they go back on top, pending the PAT. 13-7. Tom, outstanding run.
Well, that time they attacked the 8-man front. They were successful. But once you loosen that defense up with the passing game, they have to honor that, and they have to pull people away from the line of scrimmage. That's just a great effort by the left side of the offensive line. And Michael Turner, again, with some vision. He gets some nice blocking. A nice lead block there by Todd Galani, the center.
And Azar booms the extra point. And Northern Illinois with 13:51 left, 2nd quarter. Back up 7, 14-7 over the BSU Cardinals. Let's get another look, Tom.
Just a well-designed run. Really wasn't touched much. You give the offensive line some credit. Earlier in this quarter, Michael Turner becomes the 3rd leading rusher in MAC history, and he's building on those totals right now. Chatone Powers does a nice job pulling away and not clipping Jesse Avance.
You made a good point on Todd Galani. He really did a nice job. He made contact at the point, and then as he got down the field, he just got in the way.
Exactly. There's a lot of instances where an offensive lineman can take care of his initial responsibility, put a body on someone, and when he feels the back run past him, he can get downfield and get in the way of somebody else. And offensive line coaches, yes, they look at what the guy does initially, but he wants to see his offensive lineman making blocks downfield after the initial contact. This is a very athletic Northern front 5.
Terry Moss and Bostic are the deep men for Ball State. There's the high driving kick, going to go drive Moss halfway back in his end zone where he will down in on one knee. Ball State 1st and 10 from the 20.
Such an advantage to have a kicker that can send the ball deep into the end zone. Really takes the opposing team's return game completely out of the picture. And Northern, they're in uncharted territory right now.
Leading.
That's right. 7 of their 8 games this year, they got behind early and had to play catch-up. On 6 of those occasions, they were successful coming from behind. Last week, as we said earlier, they were down 14 points before they knew it with 3 minutes gone in the game, and they never really fully recovered, obviously, against Bowling Green.
Talmadge Hill, the Oak Park High School product. Under center, hands to his main man, Blair, and he goes absolutely nowhere and lost 2 yards.
Once again, Javen Lee spent most of the afternoon in the Ball State backfield so far.
We'll see where they spot this. It may be the 19. We'll see. And that is going to be the 19-yard line. A loss of 1. That's the 2nd time on a 1st and 10 play that Ball State has gone backwards.
Not a good sign. Not something that offensive coordinator Don Treadwell wants to see. Very difficult to call plays 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12.
Hill with the wide receiver screen. Missed tackles by Northern Illinois, and Ball State will pick up a 1st down. Ridgway makes the catch. Dante Ridgway, 6'1", runs pretty well, Tom, after the catch.
He's the top target for Hill, and this is just Randee Drew versus Dante Ridgway, and Ridgway with a nice move. Randee Drew can't make the play. Again, they run the wide receiver screen. Very productive. They find themselves in a 3rd and very, very short. Randee Drew, despite being small in stature, a very good tackler on the outside at cornerback for the Northern Illinois Huskies.
Yeah, that's as close as you're going to get to not getting the first down. And there's Hill, and he will have the first down.
We like to call that a high percentage play right there. The quarterback sneak.
High percentage as it gets. I'm reminded of before you joined the Bears, Mike Ditka was a rookie head coach, and the Bears had a situation at the goal line against the Lions, and it was inches. I mean, literally closer than what you just saw here. And Mike Ditka called for a handoff to Walter Payton. Sounds like a pretty good play. They get stopped and they lose the game, and George Hallis the next day leaves on his desk. In that situation, sir, you run the quarterback sneak. And Mike said he never forgot that every time.
I don't know how you can fault the coach for turning around and giving it to Walter at any time.
1st and 10 situation. High backfield. Toss to Blair. Around the left side. Blair crashes across the 35. Randee Drew's helmet goes flying. And a good 4 to 5 yard gain for Blair.
Yeah, Blair does a nice job getting to the perimeter. Well-designed play. Northern actually does a pretty decent job. You see Jason Frank getting sucked in on the pitch. Lionel Hickenbottom once again there to clean up the mess. Brian Atkinson as well, former walk-on at linebacker, who's become their best athlete at the linebacker position.
Well, with Nick Duffy gone for the year with a foot injury, he's had to step up, and he's done a really good job.
A lot of guys have had to step up. Jason Hawkins, who is filling in directly for Nick Duffy, is learning his way right now.
Hill going to dump it to Bostic. And that Northern defense swarms to the play, and your man Atkinson, the man that disrupted that play from the get-go.
I think the Huskies are finding out, though, with these Ball State receivers, it's going to be very difficult for one man to bring somebody down. Nice little swing pass to Bostic, who we said earlier comes out of the backfield or splits wide as a wideout. Ball State does a very nice job running after the catch. Northern right there with a very good job of swarm tackling. Gang tackling, they call it.
Cease and Blair as Hill will operate out of the gun. The snap, he is looking to throw. He fires, and he has got his man Ridgway for a first down. Nope, Williamson. Correction, Williamson, the man that makes the play. Brian Williamson gives you good size, 6'3" and nearly 200 pounds.
Just a great throw. Williamson runs a little comeback route. And Talmadge Hill throws it where he has to, between his receiver and the sideline. It's a perfectly thrown ball. Ball State with a key 3rd down conversion.
It's what you have to do, especially on the road against
you gotta move the chains.
A heavily favored team. Move the chains.
Move
exactly right.
I want to keep that Northern offense off the field as well. Those Ball State defenders have had a hard time chasing Michael Turner in the first quarter of play.
Hill out of the shotgun on first down, is rolling, looking, throwing, and has got his man, Bostic. And he is near the 35. They'll spot it at the 36. This Ball State offense is playing very well right now, Tom Waddle.
Well, Hill puts him in a bind because he rolls out to his left, and you have to honor the run. Does a nice job. He's had some success, running the ball. This time he lets it go. Very difficult to defend a quarterback who's efficient both running it and throwing it. And Talmadge Hill makes very few mistakes out there.
You can tell he's a veteran football player.
5th-year senior, makes all the right decisions.
Hill, we're going to drop back out of the shotgun.
And they have to honor the fact that he can tuck it and run with it.
Straight drop, looking, throws, and it's intercepted. Lionel Hickenbottom is knocked out at the 40. He gets the pick, and the Huskies have stopped Ball State.
So much for my theory that Talmadge Hill doesn't make many mistakes. He threw that into dangerous territory.
Williamson on the tackle. First turnover of the day. The Huskies look to go on the attack when we come back. Welcome back to DeKalb. You see a happy group of Huskies. That's Lionel Hickenbottom.
That's Lionel right there. Check him out. He's going to look at Talmadge Hill. He sees him the whole way. Hill never looks to his left, and he throws this one into quadruple coverage. Hickenbottom just plays a little center field right there. An easy play for a veteran defensive back.
That's what I call getting your bell rung on the tackle, though. You just lit it up.
I think he would trade the physical abuse, for the pick, no question.
Michael Turner, as always, the single back set. Haldy hands to his main man. Turner to the 43-yard line.
Tackled by 31, Justin Berrio.
Northern is taking their time.
Berrio in on that tackle, by the way.
Trying to establish their running game, control the clock.
That's something they've done very well. And red zone productivity for Northern Illinois. Ball State second in the league.
Northern's number one.
Number one, 28 for 28. Now 29 for 29 with 2 scores today. And Haldy's going deep, looking for Fleck. He's got it! P.J. Fleck in front of Manley makes an outstanding catch out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Once again, Josh Haldy rolls to his left, a very difficult thing to do for a quarterback, and lets it fly. And as we've seen all season long with P.J. Fleck, he comes up with the catch.
How nice is it as a quarterback
to have a guy out there that
throw it down there and my man's going to go get it?
Jesse Avanti is running stride for stride with P.J. Fleck. It's a very well thrown ball, but P.J. as usual finds a way to come down with a big catch.
And that was Avant on that coverage. I had called it Manley. It was Avant. And Turner trying to get back to the line of scrimmage and is knocked out of bounds. Able to get back the negative yardage it looked like he was going to lose.
As I said, this is a young man that is a tremendous football player. As you see P.J. Fleck right there.
3rd all-time.
Climbing the ladder in the all-time receptions list here at Northern Illinois. As we said, a wonderful kid. Missed all of last season except maybe, I believe, the opening game of the year. He had a hamstring problem. Decided to come back for a 5th year and has just been a fantastic player for this Husky team. And he's had to pick up the slack in the big play area with Dan Sheldon on the sidelines.
If Northern was to get to a bowl game outside shot, he becomes the all-time leading wide receiver. Northern McCarron's playing for the Tennessee Titans and playing very, very well. And Haldy on the keeper. Haldy inside the 5, a wonderful fake. Everybody bit on Michael Turner. Haldy goes left. Everyone else goes right. And he rumbles to the 3-yard line.
He's showing everybody today he's not just a thrower. A very good athlete, a good decision. See a lot of Northwestern run that play right there, and it's up to the quarterback to decide what to do with the ball. And if Sam Hurd does a little bit more in the blocking game downfield, it's a touchdown. I think Sam Hurd got caught standing around.
Haldy's going to say, my man, you took my score from me. Haldy rolling, looking, throwing, touchdown! Northern Illinois! Pat Raleigh, number 80, makes the catch in the back of the end zone, and the Huskies increase their lead. It is 20-7.
Just a very well-designed play. The rollout left again. We've seen it on a number of occasions today. Keith Perry was in the flat, was well covered. Pat Raleigh snuck through the back of the end zone. A very good throw by Josh Haldy.
Azar's extra point is blocked. You do not see that very often. Will that factor down the stretch? We'll find out. The PAT no good, 20-7. Northern Illinois. Here's another look at the TD.
Yeah, you'll see Josh Haldy once again on the rollout. Keith Perry covered in the flat. He just very patient, allows Raleigh to clear in the back of the end zone, and he puts it in the right spot.
Tonight, 7 p.m. Best of all.
Well, Josh Haldy has really developed nicely as a quarterback. Last year was his first year as a starter, filling in for Chris Finland, played well last year, and this year is doing the same. Just a great effort there on the extra point by Ball State.
Yeah,
a tremendous push up the middle.
Outstanding effort. I mean, got a lot of push, and I think Lorenzo Scott was the man with the big paw that said, no, sir. There's your scoring drive. 5 plays, 59 yards. Took a minute 14 off the clock, and Raleigh gets the TD. Halsey today, 7 for 8, 91 yards and a touchdown.
A good decision maker, and that drive made possible by the huge play Josh Haldey to P.J. Fleck earlier.
It's set up off a turtle.
And we're sitting here about even where the ball was caught, and you say to yourself when the ball's in the air, you just don't think that ball's going to be completed because Avant had such good coverage. And as we said, P.J. Fleck once again comes up with a big play.
High kick, short. Bostic has it. Across the 20, and he is knocked down. And that's where Ball State goes on the attack. 1st and 10, trailing by 13 at 20-7. 8:58 left, second quarter. David Kaplan and former Chicago Bears star wide receiver Tom Waddle.
I think you may be exaggerating a bit there, but
you on the way up, or you said you better refer to me as star wide receiver.
Well, you're not supposed to say that over the air, okay?
Exactly.
That was off the air. Joe Novak has to be extremely excited about the way his team has performed. I know I was concerned out here for Northern Illinois to see whether or not they would have any type of hangover effect from their loss to Bowling Green, and they've really come out and they've kind of shook that loss off, and they've played very well this first half.
So Ball State stays shotgun. They hand it to Blair up the middle. He is knocked to the turf right around the 30-yard line.
Looks like Northern and Ball State are sharing the same offensive playbook. Hill and Haldey doing some of the same things in the running game from the quarterback position. Have to be honest with you. I mean, this is one of those games where whoever is most physical at the line of scrimmage seems to be the team that's going to be on the winning end at the end of the game. They're attacking each other right up the middle.
Pressure coming from Northern, the handoff, and it is a big gainer for Ball State. The Huskies caught in blitzing pressure. And Charles Wynn, they are using everybody out of the backfield today. We've seen Blair, we've seen Wilson in the backfield, Cease, Charles Wynn.
Well, you see here, this is how you beat the blitz. You hit him right at the gut with the running play. He slips the tackle there.
He's a big man, 5'10", 237 pounds.
Ray Smith had his hands on him, but couldn't bring him down. That's how you slow down an attacking defense, though. You hit them with screens, whether they be running back screens or wide receiver screens, and you hit them right up the middle with the running game.
And a timeout called by Ball State. That is their second timeout of the afternoon, so we'll take a break with them. We'll be right back. Huskies by 13 here on FSN. Welcome back. We're at Brigham Field, Husky Stadium, DeKalb, Illinois. Home of the Northern Illinois Huskies. You get a look at Brady Hope, first-year head coach. He was also a very good defensive lineman at Ball State. Assistant for 8 years to Lloyd Carr at Michigan. His brother John, an assistant coach with the Houston Texans. Tom Capers' staff. And Hill, design running play out of the quarterback spot. And he is knocked down at the 45, a gain of 2.
Javen Lee.
Javen Lee has been all over the place.
He has. He's made tackles right up the gut. He's made tackles on the perimeter. Both teams are running the ball very well. Ball State with 119 yards rushing to this point. Northern with 114. Javen Lee doing his part to slow down that Cardinal running game. Hill keeping that defense honest, though, through the air and on the ground.
And Hill going to roll left. Looking, throwing. It's tipped, and it's caught. It is caught by Ball State. One of their big linemen, Justin Schneider, a 6'5", 255-pound freshman, plucked it out of the air. When you see the ball tipped like that, you know defensive people are really licking their chops for a pick.
Well, it was very well defensed.
You see
Northern
Randee
does a nice job
in the back corner.
Forced his receiver out of bounds.
Outstanding job.
That right there is going to be the source of a lot of laughter come tomorrow meeting session. You see Northern does a great job stringing this out. Jason Hawkins does a nice job, as well as Jason Frank, keeping Hill pinned to the sideline. Justin Schneider does a nice job of heads-up play.
Got a reception.
That's right. You see they're laughing right now. He's between laughing, he's chugging down as much water as he can get because he's probably gassed.
How do these guys do this all the time?
Well, many of us aren't 305 pounds. Actually, Justin's listed as 255, so for an offensive tackle, he's not the biggest guy in the world.
Third and 5, Husky crowd alive. Hill under center, rolling, pressure's coming, he doesn't see it, gets rid of it and picked. Atkinson on the pick, pressure nailed Hill as he threw, and the Huskies had their second INT of the ballgame.
Talmadge Hill has thrown as many interceptions today as he has all season long. That's his 4th pick of the season, 2nd on the day. Ball State's showing you what they want to do. They want to get him out, sprint him out, and run. And again, Northern just very well defensed. He throws it right into the arms of Brian Atkinson.
You see the pressure coming in a big way.
Randee Drew applying the pressure from the opposite corner position. Excuse me, that's Adriel Hansbrough, the freshman. Hill would have been better off tucking that ball and running it.
Adriel Hansbrough is thinking, hold it one more second, I get a sack. Haldy going long, throws, and it's off the fingertips of Keith Perry. Well, that's the West Coast philosophy. Get a pick or recover a fumble, go right down the field.
And he had a good play here. He had a well-designed play. Keith Perry would have been a difficult catch, but one that you would like to see him make. Matt Canada, a very well-called play. Haldy with a good throw. Very rarely do you see Josh Haldy throw a ball into a crowd of opposite-colored jerseys.
A 2nd and 10, Michael Turner. He is fenced in, reverses field. Haldy tries to throw a block. Turner is going to be knocked down around the 30-yard line.
Great defense from Ball State.
Outstanding job from Brady Hoke's Ball State defense. Michael Turner ran about 35 yards to lose 2.
And once again, Keith Perry, the focus of a negative play. Couldn't pin his man. Michael Turner trying to get to the outside, but once again, Keith Perry stood up. He's going to try to take it all the way around the left side. He gets a good block there by from one of his offensive linemen, Ben Lewick, but could not get away from that Ball State defense. Tremendous pursuit.
Haldy going to throw on a 3rd and long. Haldy fires for Keith Perry. Keith Perry across the 40 will be knocked down. Going to be close.
An opportunity for Perry to make up for a couple of negative plays.
Going to be very close to a Northern Illinois 1st down.
I'm going to suggest to you that is going to be just shy of a 1st down.
Yep.
Would you like to make it?
No, I'm going to agree with you. I think it's going to be about a half a yard short.
And if you're Joe Novak, you obviously do the smart thing, and that's punt the ball away with a 13-point
We'll find out
lead.
if he agrees or disagrees, and it's going to be short by an inch, 2 inches. You hear the crowd at Husky Stadium saying, "Come on, Joe," and Northern's going for it. So should I go tell Coach you said what he's doing is not the smart thing?
I would not advise it with a 13-point lead in your own portion of the field. But you know what? He's got a Heisman caliber running back there.
And a mobile quarterback. All right, Tom Waddle.
Todd Galani, your center. I mean, he's over 300 pounds. He's been effective.
Okay, I'll tell you this. I do not hand the ball off to Turner here. I run it with the quarterback. Right up the gut. I need 2 inches.
Well, then you're going to sneak it. You're not going to let him drop back.
No, I'm going to sneak it. And that's what they will do, and that is going to be a Northern 1st down.
We think.
We believe. We'll check the spot, and it is a Northern Illinois.
Way to go, Joe. Good call, Joe Novak.
I was with you the whole way. I thought that was the smart play.
I just You know, I stand by my decision. You got a 13-point lead in your own territory.
I always knew you were
away.
You were conservative.
Play good defense. You've created 2 turnovers so far, but you know you've got Todd Galani paving the way for you. You got a big, strong quarterback. He's 6'2", 205. What do I know? I still want to punt the football. I'm sorry.
Not me. Against a smallish defensive line, that to me was the play to make. Michael Turner's going to get a bit of a breather here as A.J. Harris back in the football game for a carry.
A.J. Harris, the ball carrier.
Huskies 4.5 minutes and counting now left here first half.
They've been a very balanced attack today. Prior to this drive, 114 yards rushing, 91 yards passing. Haldee's making good decisions. They're controlling the clock. Pretty much having their way with this Ball State defense.
Haldee. Hand off again to A.J. A.J. turns the corner, and he's knocked out at the 33-yard line. A.J. Harris rumbling to the 33.
A.J. Harris showing some great vision as well. He sees the opening to the outside, and he just beats Justin Riley to the perimeter. A nice little collision right there, head-on-head with Justin Barrio.
Does a nice job to change hands with the football.
Yes, technically sound right there. Good speed. Looked a lot like Michael Turner right there.
You didn't think us play-by-play guys knew the fundamentals like that, did you?
I knew you were an All-American at Oklahoma.
Oklahoma State.
I'm sorry. Water polo, right?
Yes. And A.J. Harris again knocked down at the 30-yard line. Mike spotted at the 29. He'll spot it just across the 30. And the Huskies trying to grind out a score before the first half comes to an end with 3.5 minutes left in period 2.
Getting nice push on the left side of the line today. Like to see that. A.J. Harris keeping the legs moving. A lot of pulling, too, from your center, Todd Galani. It's very difficult to do that unless you've got a center, despite being over 300 pounds, that's very athletic.
Keith Perry in motion. Hand it off to A.J. Harris again. A.J. Harris cracked down at the 25-yard line. And it's going to bring up a third, and we'll call it 3.
Again, they're just attacking the middle of that Ball State line, getting good push.
Anthony Corpus
Strady creating some space in the running lanes. And now AJ's going to come out for a breather, and not bad when you can send in a Heisman candidate.
Yep. Okay, I got you close. Now we'll bring in the burner. On a third and a long 2, short 3. Haldee hands to Michael Turner. Tries to turn the corner. Michael Turner! Tripped at the 15, falls down at the 14, but it's a Northern Illinois first down as they look to increase their lead with 2:21 left in the first half.
It really looks like he makes something out of nothing. Ball State gets good pressure. He finds a little seam, and there you go. Sam Hurd helping out with the block downfield.
Boy, if they don't catch him on the foot there, he's gone.
Yeah. But again, Michael Turner with tremendous vision, already over 100 yards rushing in the first half.
The burner in the backfield. The handoff to Turner. Turner to the 10-yard line.
Good decision, too, by Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator for Northern right now. You're effectively moving the ball, running it right now.
So why take the chance?
And you're eating up the clock. You really want to give this ball back after a score, give it back to Ball State with as little time as possible left on the clock.
Michael Turner, by the way, today, folks, has moved into 3rd place all-time in Mid-American Conference history in rushing.
And again, that front 5 from Northern mauling the front 7.
He should end up 2nd before the career ends. He is not far behind, and Josh Haldee, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Touchdown, Northern Illinois. Tommy, that was an outstanding effort.
It was, again, a good decision by Josh Haldee. It was designed pass. His initial receiver, Keith Perry, was tripped up and fell down, and Haldee's He found a little lane and showed some speed getting into the end zone.
And Azar on to try and add the PAT. Last attempt was blocked. Snap, set, kick is good. And Northern Illinois has expanded their lead. They have a 20-point cushion, 27-7, 121 left in the first half.
Misdirection pass, you'll see Keith Perry fall down at the left edge of your screen. And Haldee sees a little running lane and decides to get in there. Risking life and limb a little bit there, but finds a spot. He wants to throw it right there, but you take what the defense gives you. Haldee with 2 touchdown runs on the day. Never really expected him to beat that Cardinal defense with his legs as opposed to throwing the ball.
10-yard touchdown run for Haldee. There's the scoring drive. He's accounted for 134 total yards today, 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing and 1 passing. And look at the time of possession there. Take another 5 minutes off the clock.
Yeah. Like I said, very good decision making by offensive coordinator Matt Canada. They're wearing down that front 7 of Ball State. Eat up the clock, give your defense a chance to rest. This is my second opportunity to circle numbers on the telestrator.
You're doing a very nice job, I've got to tell you. Azar's kick, 5 yards deep in the end zone, and Ball State elects to bring it out. Bostic, he's across the 20 to the 23 or 4 yard line. Real nice return.
And that touchdown by Northern happens because Joe Novak takes my advice and goes for it on 4th and inches.
Don't even go there, because I am going to let him know. I've got my people here. I'm going to let him know.
He's not a vindictive man. He would not hold that against me.
Randee Walker does. Hey, coming up at halftime, NIU basketball preview. Then some scores and highlights. Our guy Mitch Robinson back in our palatial studios in downtown Chicago.
Brady Hoke's got to be concerned right now. His veteran quarterback's thrown 2 picks so far. What do? Do you run it, or do you try to attack him through the air? Right now, Talmadge Hill.
And Hill will be knocked out of bounds.
A low-risk play.
109 left here in the first half.
We'll see how much this first-year head coach trusts his veteran quarterback.
4 yards on the run, breaks up a second down and 6.
Inside his own 30 right now with a minute to go.
You look good in that outfit.
I have that outfit at home.
The Husky dog.
Brady Hoke's got to be asking himself what has gone wrong today. I've got a veteran quarterback who's thrown 2 picks in the first 30 minutes.
Second down at 6. The handoff. And Ball State will move the chains, which is exactly what they needed to do.
And obviously, the clock stops in college football when you get a first down.
Charles Wynn, 240-pound tailback.
Don't want to hit him.
No, I do not. And just a sophomore.
And Northern really wasn't even respecting the pass. They had 8 guys at the line of scrimmage, and Ball State still finds a way to be productive in the running game. And again, this is a Husky defense that will blitz you regardless, down a distance or time left in the game.
You take a shot down the field if you're Ball State right now?
Absolutely.
And the handoff goes to Blair, and he fumbles the football! And Northern Illinois picks it up! And the Huskies have the football at the 31. A huge, huge play for the Husky defense.
Well, it's a defense that has created 14 interceptions. Ray Smith coming into the game. They add 2 more to that total. 16 takeaways on the season. This time, it's just another little draw play. They attack the middle of that Husky defensive line. And Ray Smith picks up the early Christmas gift and goes the other way with it. Again, Brady Hoke, the head coach for Ball State, has got to be asking himself what is going on right now.
Well, a good hit. Got popped, put football loose, and Ray Smith is right on the spot. He picks it up. Haldee going to the air, going long, throwing for Fleck, and it is knocked away.
Great play. Jesse Evans, a nice job defending that. You see Ray Smith there, excited about his fumble return, and why not?
Owusu, Avant, they had a number of guys finding P.J. Fleck. And knowing that you've got Steve Azar, who's got the leg to probably make a 47-yard field goal, take
take the chance down the field.
Absolutely. You got a chance to really put this one, not put it away. There's plenty of time left, but
give yourself a great working margin.
Absolutely.
Haldee going to throw, dumps it for Turner. Turner across the 30, across the 20. Turner, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Michael Turner to pay dirt. 31 yards on the screen, and that gives Northern a 33-7 lead.
He won't draw them up much prettier than this. A beautiful screen pass. Michael Turner will get credit for the touchdown, but Jake Ebenach will be recognized in films tomorrow. He led the way all the way into the end zone on that screen pass.
Azar's extra point splits the uprights, and the Huskies all over the Cardinals, 34-7. Any thought, Tom, of a hangover from last week?
It's gone.
Has been wiped from thought.
And check this out. Jake Verstrady with a nice block, and watch Jake Ebenach right here seals the deal. Turner gets into the end zone. Just a great job on the right side of that Northern Illinois offensive line. Ebenach lasts with his defensive lineman as long as he needs to. You see Verstrady clearing it out. Everyone getting a hand in this one. Even Sam Hurd down there from his wide receiver position. You just don't draw up the screen pass better than that.
Boy, what an outstanding block by Ebenach. Wow. 6'4" sophomore, 294 pounds, and he's down the field, and there's his buddy, the burner. 31-yard TD reception, his second time into the end zone. This Husky offense having a huge first half.
They've done it on the ground very well. They've done it through the air.
So the Blair fumble, a big problem for Ball State. There's the kick bouncing around. Ball State will have it at their own 30 with 20.2 seconds left.
I have to believe.
You take a knee.
I would say so. I have to believe Brady Hoke, the head coach for Ball State's a little gun shy right now.
You don't take one shot down the field on
I
fly?
personally would, because what do you have
You're
to
down
lose?
27 points.
You're down 27 points, but something tells me they'd like to get into the locker room as quickly as possible right now. But once again, the coach is not going to take my advice, it doesn't look like. I'd be very shocked if they risk a whole lot here.
But if you run the football here, why not just take the knee? And that one,
you run the risk of fumbling like the play before.
To the end of the half. Charles Wynn, the ball carrier, and we will go to the locker rooms with Northern in front by 27. Their crowd, a packed house, stands and cheers. Ray Smith leads his guys to the locker room.
They really haven't done anything wrong. They've created 3 turnovers. They've been efficient on the ground and through the air. Very few mistakes from Joe Novak's team. Very impressive coming off of last weekend's loss to Bowling Green.
And the Huskies will head to the locker room, warm up. It is a chilly day here in DeKalb, but a 27-point lead makes you feel pretty good. Gail Fisher's with Joe Novak.
Okay, thanks a lot, Coach. You seem to be running away with the defense from Ball State. What a great first half for your offense. What can you say this team did bounce back so far?
Well, they have so far. We still have some football to play, and this team is a big play team, so we got to be smart.
A couple of picks for your defense. How satisfied are you with their effort today?
Well, that's great. We had, I think, 3 or 4 turnovers, and of course, those have been real key.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck to you in the second half. All right, the Huskies are beating up on Ball State here in DeKalb. We'll be right back after this.
Jared? What are you doing here?
I don't know. Society out of DeKalb and the Husky Spirit Rescue out of Harvard, Illinois, and all of our Husky dogs are available for adoption. So we've adopted 3 out so far, so we're hoping that people will see that these wonderful dogs are up for adoption, and will do so.
And this guy right here, what's his name?
Well, you know what? This is Sonny.
This is Sonny.
And he's up for adoption, and I'll tell you what, they're great dogs, and they're great live mascots for the Huskies.
Absolutely. We see them running out on the field every time Northern Illinois scored, and that has been a lot so far today in this first half.
And we're very thankful they've been running. We're glad these dogs are getting their exercise.
All right, Carrie Groth, thank you very much for joining us. When we come back, Mitch Robinson is in the studio, and he'll have a lot of the scores from the day. So keep it right here to Fox Sports Net.
Tommy, as you look at the first half, perfect half for Northern.
Exactly. It was a perfect half. Josh Haldy throws for 2 touchdown passes. He rushes for another 2. The defense, they created 3 turnovers. The Northern Illinois offense didn't commit any turnovers. They did everything right, except maybe they gave up 135 yards rushing to Ball State, and they had an extra point block. Outside of that, as you said, this was a perfect half of football for Joe Novak's group.
All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half, and it's basically all Huskies, Tommy.
Absolutely. Josh Haldy tucks it and runs. We didn't see a whole lot of this from him in the prior 8 games, but a great decision. Ball State concentrating on Michael Turner, and why not? Check out this run. Great blocking from the left side of his offensive line. He sneaks in for the touchdown. Turner in the first half was unstoppable. 20 carries, 104 yards. And how about Josh Haldy finding Pat Riley there for the touchdown? And then we see it again. Josh Haldy, a guy who hasn't beaten many people this year with his feet. 2 touchdown runs for Josh Haldy in the first half.
Also had a 31-yard pass to Michael the Burner Turner. And now we look at the stat breakdown.
And 304 total yards from Northern. Great balance, 170 yards rushing, 134 yards passing. And as I said, the only blemish on that Northern scorecard right now is the 145 yards they gave up to Ball State running the football. So they're controlling the clock, only 1 penalty. They have not turned the football over, and they have taken those Ball State mistakes, and they've made the Cardinals pay for them.
All right, let's go down to the field. Brady Hoke, not a happy man right now, and he is with Argale Fisher.
Thanks. Here with Coach Hoke. How do you make the adjustments? Obviously, Michael Turner and that offense was tearing you up in the first half.
Well, we got to do a better job of tackling. It starts with that, and then we got to execute the defense that's called, and at times we didn't do it.
And for you on offense, a couple of turnovers. How do you try to correct that in the second half?
You can't give the ball back to the other team, and that's something we talked about all year, and we just fell apart a little bit, and give credit to Northern, but can't give it back.
All right, Coach Brady Hoke, thank you very much. Good luck to him in the second half. And guys, let's send it back up to you.
All right, thanks very much, Gail. And again, as we said, Northern Illinois with a 34-7 lead at halftime. A perfect half of football from the Huskies.
There's the Superman costume. You could put that on any number of guys here today. Certainly Michael the Burner Turner, Josh Haldy.
I believe he got that out of the trunk of your car, too. Isn't that what you were dressed as last night?
No, I wore that a couple of days ago.
Oh, that's right.
I was a mermaid last night.
You were, and I'm sure you wore the costume well.
Thank you, Tom.
Ball State deferred in the first half, so they'll receive coming out in the second half. But again, Brady Hoke has got to be asking himself, where has it all gone wrong? I got a veteran quarterback that threw 2 interceptions prior to today's game. He's already thrown 2 in the first half.
He also had a junior tailback put it on the carpet with half a minute to go.
Not good for Ball State, but they will get a chance here in the second half with the football.
There's the kick. Bostic with the return, and he'll come out to around the 28-yard line. And that's where the Cardinals will get started, 1st and 10.
And Joe Novak has got to tell his guys, listen, it has been a magnificent first half of football. But look, we're 7-1 right now. To get to a postseason bowl, we need to get to 11-1, and we need to do it in impressive fashion. We need to impress people across the United States, the bowl committees out there, and you do that by beating teams and beating teams soundly. You do not do it by allowing teams like Ball State to come back on you in the second half.
Correct, and when Ball State can show a Toledo win on their scorecard and then come into Northern and lose in a big way, if that's what happens, certainly that would impress a lot of people. Northern defensive line shifting. There's the handoff. It goes absolutely nowhere. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is about it for Brad Cease.
That's where they attacked Northern in the first half. You know, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast. If there was a team we were concerned that would have a hangover type effect, it was Northern, coming off of a huge loss, a disappointing loss to Bowling Green. Ball State comes in flying high after a huge upset win over Toledo, but it's been that Cardinal team today that has come out very flat through the first 30 minutes of the game.
And they'll work out of the shotgun with Blair, the single back. Hill looking, throws, and throws it into the carpet.
Well, pressure will create problems, certainly. I think Talmadge Hill is once again, you see the look. Northern with some nice pressure.
Boy, it looks like it just slipped out of his hands.
He's a little shook right now. As I said earlier, he's already thrown 2 picks in the first half of this game. He was 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions coming in today. impressed with what he's seen from his offense today. And 3rd and 9's not where he wants to be.
Hill fires the wide receiver screen. Williamson makes the catch and is short of the first down.
I have to question the call. You're 3rd and 9 and you throw another little wide receiver screen. Granted, he had 8 yards of cushion between him and the cornerback, but you throw it into the shallow side of the field, into the short side of the field, and you're not going to convert 3rd and 9 very often with that play.
By the way, you know who's at home watching right now? Mr. Bandwagon Jumper. He's now a big Northern fan. Joe Girardi.
Really?
Yes. Joe Girardi.
A Northwestern grad.
That's right.
Former great catcher for the Cubs and a variety of other teams.
I mean, one of the really good guys in Major League Baseball. But I don't think he even realized that, you know, Northern was playing football till, oh my God, they're in the BCS, my favorite team.
Well, I think that they have surprised a lot of people.
Yes, they have.
Drawn a lot of people to their bandwagon in the last 2-3 years.
Joe and his family, Kim and Dante and Serena, all sitting at home in their palatial suburban estate watching the game today. So hello to Mr. Girardi.
Joe Novak, again, as I said, does not want to see his team let down. A nice, comfortable 27-point lead. The math is correct there, isn't it? Yes, a 27-point lead, but
for a BC grad, you figured that out all by yourself?
Wants to see his team have an effective second half as well.
Michael Turner, the single back set. Northern stays on the ground. Michael Turner is across the 25, and a gang of white shirts pushes him back.
I have to tell you,
gain of about 3, maybe 4.
Mentioned it in the first half. Have to be impressed with Todd Galani. They're really an all-MAC performer at center for them, who has polled on numerous occasions today. You know how difficult that is for a center coming from obviously the middle of that offensive line, gets the ball back to his quarterback and gets around the edge and tries to clear a little space for his running back. Just tells you the type of athlete that 305-pounder is.
2nd and 6. Haldy, wide receiver screen for Fleck. Nice cut, and he's dragged back down, and we've got a flag flying.
I think Matt Rogers is going to be flagged for holding. Looks like Northern's offensive lineman. You may get a face mask call on Ball State as well.
Yeah, we've got yellow laundry everywhere.
There's my holding. Actually, it's Matt Rogers holding. I don't want to assume responsibility.
Holding Tom Waddle.
It's a good decision. Now, I've been down on the wide.
Offense. On a run beyond the line, 10-yard penalty from the spot or foul. Repeat the down.
Okay, I missed on the face mask call, but I got the holding one right. But Ball State just not honoring Northern's passing game. They're getting gutted with the run, so they have 8 guys in the box. Northern splits 3 wide receivers out there, or 2 receivers and Keith Perry, the tight end / fullback. And you see the improvement today.
A week ago,
227 total yards against Bowling Green. Today in the first half, over 300.
And Bowling Green piled up over 600 yards of total offense.
Again, Northern spreads them out.
2nd and long, and Haldy's going to fire, and he's going to find Chatone Powers knocked out at the 21.
Well, this is what they're going to have to do.
And let's go back to our studio on College Football Saturday. Here's Mitch Robinson.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Over at the shoe, Penn State looking for their first win in the Big Ten, taking on Ohio State. First quarter action, Lydell Ross takes the handoff from a yard out, goes to the corner. 38 yards on the drive for Ross. It's 7-0 Ohio State against Penn State. Dave, Tom, back to you.
All right, thank you, Mitch.
Shocking that Ohio State's been able to maintain their number 7 ranking with one of the, what are they, 103rd ranked offense. Great defense, very little offense coming out of Columbus this year.
Haldy pressured, and he is going to go down. Josh Haldy's going to go down inside the 15-yard line, and you could see that thing developing all the way. Ball State with really good pressure, and that's going to bring up a deep punting situation for the Huskies.
Well, you hate to see
Anthony Gallagher on.
Hate to see 3 and out, but you certainly hate to see 3 and out after a very good first half.
4th and 18.
Look at the art right there. The art on the punter. That's a punter out there with a ton of body art.
Body art. He gets it off. It's not going to be an especially deep kick. Fair catch. Caught. Figures a guy named number 87 would fair catch it, Tom Waddle.
Let him know there's no
Ryan,
there's no halo rule anymore.
Correct. We'll take a timeout. Be right back.
I'm conducting cancer research.
I'm designing a Formula One car.
I'm on an archaeological dig in Sicily.
I'm conducting research using nanotechnology.
At NIU, students don't just learn to do, they do to learn. Through internship.
And he will pick up maybe 2 yards. Be a 2nd and 8.
They're not going to make a whole lot of progress, I don't believe, through the center of that Northern defense this half. They need to get Hill involved in the passing game, and they need to get him some confidence. Throw some screen passes, some short hitch routes on the outside, something to get him going and getting him back into the flow of the game. Right now, he just does not look like the same quarterback that picked apart Toledo last week.
Out of the gun, he fakes, he keeps it. Hill turns it up. Hill is maybe gone. Hill to the corner, knocked down at the 15.
Well, this play's going to stand because Northern jumped off sides. Tallman Chill making a whole lot of hay running the ball, but you see Kirsten Strothman, who may have jumped a couple guys on Northern's defense, guilty of getting there a little quick.
I think it was Rob Lee that ran him down.
Rob Lee with a great hustle play getting to the
Because I thought he was gone.
48 offsides, defense, penalties decline, first down.
It's really the most effective offense they've had all day long has been Tallman Hill tucking the ball and running. He accounted for most of their running yardage in the first half. And
turnovers, though, have been a big problem.
They have. They fumbled once, and Hill's thrown 2 interceptions. Like I said, if you're Brady Hoke, you want to get your quarterback some confidence in the passing game as well.
2 picks off of Hill and a fumble by Blair toward the end of the half that led to another Northern touchdown. But they're in business, 1st and 10 at the 16. There's the handoff to Blair, and he is knocked down at the 10-yard line, bringing up a 2nd and 4. So Ball State looking to get a little momentum here. This would get them within 20 if they can find pay dirt.
I mentioned it earlier. You see the play here. Watch Rob Lee coming from his cornerback position. He plays that run support corner, the strong side of the field. They're going into the boundary, but at 6'1", 195.
His buddy Jason Hawkins comes up.
He's almost
puts the final hit on.
Almost a small linebacker, but certainly gives them a lot in run support at the corner position.
Hill, play action, looks for the end zone and throws it away, and we've got a flag. There's going to be pass interference.
Well, that's questionable. They're going to call Rob Hill for holding or interfering with Dante Ridgway. As soon as I give Rob his props,
Rob Lee, I think, is who they're going to get. You're right.
He decides to commit a penalty. Are you going to call him?
Call a hold.
Maybe had him hooked. That nasty technique that all those cornerbacks perfect in practice. You'll see Ridgway just going to run the corner route. And right there, you don't see a whole lot. Obviously.
Holding on a defense. On a play with a pass beyond the line of scrimmage. Penalty will be half the distance to the goal.
Yeah.
Automatic, first down.
Good call.
Looked like he had him hooked maybe with his right arm, but he certainly wasn't interference. They called him for holding. Maybe a little questionable. Ball was thrown out of the end zone, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Ball was thrown out of the DeKalb area code.
The Cardinals will have first and goal from the 5.
But it figures, though, a wide receiver like you would complain about physical D-backs.
Not complaining, just keeping them honest.
Blair, and this time the middle of the Husky defense stiffens, little extracurricular.
Trust me, this group's going to get a talking to by Joe Novak after this drive is over. Again, you go to halftime with a 34-7 lead. Everyone's excited about it, but Joe Novak is telling his guys, you got 30 minutes of football left to play. Kirsten Strothman comes in, knifes in, and gets a hand on
Steinhaus and Frank were locked up in a little bit of a scrum at the end of the play.
Be surprised if they didn't try to get Tallman Hill to the perimeter here, let him do something with his arm or with his feet.
Hill ducks under center with Cease, the single back set. Hill looking, throwing, and it's knocked down, nearly picked.
He just does not look comfortable dropping back and setting his feet in the pocket today. Good play by Brian Atkinson. But he's had his most success with the little half sprints and actually in the rollouts as well.
3rd and goal for Ball State.
Brian Williamson was open. If he'd just put a little touch on that pass. Again, though, Ball State's had most of their success on offense when they get Hill out on the edge. I'd be surprised if they didn't try to get to the perimeter here.
3rd and 4 for Ball State. Hill barks out the signals, hands it off Blair, and he is not going to get that ball on the carpet. And Northern Illinois got it. Northern Illinois.
They're calling him down. This one's coming back. I'm not sure if they're going to give the ball to Northern, but certainly they're not going to let him run with it. Either way,
crowd doesn't like it. Vincent Reynolds picked it up and thought he might have a TD.
I question the decision by Ball State with the play call. It's just not very imaginative.
That's the 2nd time that Blair's put it on the deck.
And that ball's out.
That ball is definitely out.
That's a bad call. Randee Drew in on the play. Jason Franken on the play again. Where have they had their most success today? And that's with Hill rolling out and either carrying the ball himself or throwing it.
Yeah, that football was definitely out. Field goal attempt is up, and it is good. So Ball State on the board in the 2nd half, 34-10 with 8:55 left in the 3rd quarter. And
Ball State with a break there.
Huge break.
Definitely. That ball was loose.
Scott Schaefer's D has done a real good job for Northern Illinois today, but watch again. The handoff's going to come to Blair.
Jason Frank initially gets an arm on him, and you see the rest of the Northern defense. That's Randee Drew.
And that
5'8", 185-pound corner.
That football is out in a big way.
Look at that. What a big hit from, as I said, a 185-pound corner, and then it's just chopped out of there.
And Vincent Reynolds picked it up, and he thought, I'm going to the house.
And he was not going anywhere with it. I have to question the call, though. I know it sounds repetitive, but really questionable. Brady Hoke looks like he's questioning the call as well. Obviously, he's more involved in the defense, being a former standout defensive lineman for this Ball State team years ago.
Randee Drew is the deep man.
I believe Ball State offsides in that kickoff.
Randee Drew's got it. Randee Drew's got a little bit of a lane. Randee Drew turns the corner. Randee Drew across midfield and knocked out at the 45-yard line.
And obviously that offsides penalty on Ball State will be denied or declined.
And that should give Northern very good field position to start their next drive of the football game. Well, Randee Drew catches it right around the 7-yard line, and immediately you could see a lane start to open.
Encroachment on the kicking team. Penalties decline. First down.
How do you jump offside on a kickoff? I mean, you're looking in at the ball. There's not a whole lot of noise, and you're only supposed to go when the ball is kicked. I mean, that is an inexcusable penalty by whoever committed the foul.
Now, in the pro ranks, they call the guy out. In the college ranks, they don't. Would you like to see them identify the numbers?
Over the years, the line has been blurred between college and pro football anyway. I think you eventually come to that point where they'll name you.
Josh Haldy evades the sack, and he will throw this one away. Back to the studio. College football Saturday update. Mitch Robinson.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Coming right back. Penn State against Ohio State. Joe Pa's boys coming on the score, falling down 7 behind, but Zach Mills finds Sean McHugh from 2 yards out, ties it up at 7 apiece. Dave, Mr. Waddle, back to you.
See, Mitch respects me. He calls me Mr. Waddle. He calls you Dave.
Because I look younger than you. Northern on the attack, 1st and 10.
Your driver's license.
At the 46. I look every one of my 31 years.
Josh
Haldy says, I need a timeout. Yep. Tom needs one as well, so we'll take a break. Northern 34-10, 8:40 left, quarter number 3. Back at Brigham Field at Husky Stadium, named for the former longtime athletic director Robert Brigham here in DeKalb. Saw Dr. Brigham down in the skybox while you were pilfering some food. I had a chance to say hello to the former Husky football standout. And again, Northern Illinois making people miss, breaking tackles.
That's the same screen pass.
Michael Turner from Josh Haldee, and that's just an outstanding run.
It's the same screen pass we saw at the end of the first half where Turner found his way into the end zone. Again, he gets a lot of help from his offensive line. Jake Verstraete's out there, Jake Ebenach. And right now, this is Michael Turner doing what he does well. Run over people, break away from people, and run away from people. That's exactly what that scout from the Denver Broncos, who's seated upstairs in the press box, is looking for. And I said earlier, Michael Turner's, he's concerned with helping this team get to 11-1 and finish the season strong, but he also has to show things like that
to get to the next level play
to the scouts that are coming here out to DeKalb and wherever this Northern team is playing. Those are the things they need to see.
Look at those numbers for Haldee.
Well,
12 of 16, 157, 2 scores and no picks.
He came into today with a 142 quarterback efficiency rating, and obviously those numbers will help that go up.
We're going to take a timeout. It's Northern 34-10.
Jared? What are you doing here?
I don't know. Just always wanted to try this place.
But Jared,
it's okay. I had Subway for lunch.
When you have wholesome low-fat sandwiches from Subway, it's all right to indulge now and then. Try our delicious sweet onion chicken teriyaki sandwich, made fresh with under 6 grams of fat, so you can feel good about being good and okay about being bad. Some dessert, sir? Subway, good, so you don't always have to be.
Central foes square off. Sullivan leads the Blackhawks. Kachuk powers the Blues. Let's hit the ice. Hawks, Blues, tonight at 6:30 on Fox Sports Net.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The only show that takes you inside the world of extreme sports each and every weekday. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Weekdays on Fox Sports Net.
It's the next division game versus the Chicago Calendar.
Well, the story for Ball State just got a whole lot worse. They've given up almost 400 yards of total offense at 34 points. And now Lorenzo Scott, their top defensive player, seems to be out. Did someone just get proposed to out there?
Vanessa, will you marry me was what the cheerleaders held up, and Vanessa just got proposed to.
Did she say yes?
She said, obviously, yes. She's got the ring on.
Check out the jewelry.
The jewelry is there. There you go. There's the guy.
Congratulations to the happy couple.
There you go, big fella.
I have to tell you, I've been happily married for 12 years. You see Lorenzo Scott, as I said, the story for Ball State gets a little bit worse. He's their top tackler for the last 3 or 4 years. He's got his head down, and now he's just going to be hurt, looks like by his own man.
10 from the 29.
But he got up and moved, so hopefully he'll be okay.
There's the handoff to A.J. Harris. A.J. Harris driving inside the 15.
Well, a team loses its top defender. It hurts you, obviously, in the scheme, but it also takes the wind out of your sails.
16 yards.
Northern's really had their way with this Ball State defense all day long. Haldee's done an excellent job throwing it, and obviously, whoever they're handing it to is finding some running room.
The Ball State, a lot of ties between the two coaching staffs, guys who've worked at both schools or gone to school. Phil Burnett, the D-line coach at Ball State, is a Northern Illinois grad. And there's the handoff to A.J. Harris again. Rumbles inside the 5, close to a first down.
Well, Northern owned the time of possession in the first half, 16-20 to 13-40. Have to believe that front 5 of Northern starting to wear down the front of Ball State right now. You see Ball State's going to run in some replacements.
Fleck and Hurd will come out. Turner and Raleigh will come in. So it's a power package.
Well, but don't be surprised to see Haldee.
Hand off Michael Turner, and he's got pace. dirt.
I said he was.
Give him 6.
Hand it to Michael Turner.
Touchdown.
That's what you do in the power eye, right?
Michael Turner.
But if you're the Ball State defense, you have to honor everything.
You have to.
Josh Halde's beaten you twice through the air. He's beaten you himself twice on the ground. And now Michael Turner finds pay dirt once again.
By the way, we listened to you whine about how cold you were. Did you see those guys right there? Short.
You just circled Steve Azar and PJ Fleck. That's who you just circled.
My guy Tony in the truck hung me out to dry. I was trying to
need a demonstrator class.
And the extra point
Are
is
these
good.
the people you're talking about? See that guy's got his hands in his pockets right there.
Right here.
She's got gloves on.
See, there's my guys right there. Right here.
How about this guy right here and this gal right here? This guy's probably had a little bit last night and today, so he's probably nice and warm anyway.
He's medicated.
I didn't say that. You said that. Allegedly.
Let's take a look at
no better than that.
Touchdown.
That's just power football. Brad Cieslak and the power eye. He's getting some help from his O-line. Keith Perry's in there. And again, this northern front has just worn down the front 7 of Ball State.
Michael Turner has hit pay dirt again.
He may become the 2nd leading rusher in the MAC this afternoon. He became the 3rd leading rusher early in the first half. 163 total yards and 3 scores for Michael Turner today. Not a bad afternoon.
Nope.
With 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
And as you said, you want to impress the voters for bowl games.
Absolutely.
I would not be surprised, and it's not running the score up. It's trying to get to a bowl game.
You just have to be impressive in all of your remaining games. Azar, Novak, you're hoping they're all wins, but they have to be impressive wins.
Azar's kick caught by Bostic, and he's out to the 25 or 26.
And that's
the
a 15-yard
flags
penalty.
go flying. I think we've got a late hit.
No, that's a face mask. You're not allowed to tackle a man with a face mask. That's a quick scoring drive.
Yep. Unnecessary roughness, face mask, 15.
How dare you doubt me?
I would never doubt you, Tom.
Personal foul, face mask. On the kicking team, automatic first down, 15 yards.
My hands are so cold right now, I'm having trouble circling that, but that's where your penalty occurs. Yeah, it's hard to, as a player, it happens so fast to let go of that, but once you feel the face mask, you almost have to, or else you're going to be hit for, there are some instances where they'll hit you for 5 if you grab the face mask and let go, but if you bring a guy down rodeo style like that, you're going to get the full 15. Well, you're not going to close a 31-point gap by handing it up the middle like that.
Cease runs into a pack of red shirts and may have lost a yard.
I'm a little interested by what this little dance is, and I've seen it on several occasions here in the second half from the the Northern Illinois group. When they make a big stop in the middle, you see them doing all kinds of strange things.
Pretty good day for Michael Turner.
He's just an outstanding football player.
Hill will operate out of the gun. Low snap, he grabs it, he fires, nearly intercepted.
And he's just making bad decisions.
Nearly intercepted, he's already been picked twice. Jason Hawkins nearly came up with the pick.
Have you ever woken up in the morning and you just didn't feel right? I think that's the type of morning Talmadge Hill had this morning. He just makes another bad decision throwing into traffic. Just does not look comfortable at all. And again, here's a young man that went out last week against Toledo and just threw it all over him.
Jason Hawkins dropped back in coverage and thought he had himself a pick. 3rd and 11 for Ball State. Snap, Hill, pressured, looking, got a little time, throws, and that is a fine throw and a fine catch. Good for a first down. Ryan Haha, you expect nothing less than great hands out of a guy wearing 87, your old number.
Hill does a nice job stepping up. He feels the pressure, throws it a little bit behind Haha, but an outstanding catch. That's what you have to do. If the defense is going to come after you and blitz you, you have to threaten them in the passing game.
Nicely done. First down, Ball State. In the Northern Illinois territory. Hill looking. He's going to go deep. He's throwing deep, and it is knocked away. Looking for Williamson. Northern with good coverage. Hickenbottom and a pack of buddies were down there to defend.
It's a good idea. Brian Williamson, 6'3". Hansbrough goes 5'11". Randee Drew goes 5'8". They have the height advantage. I think Northern going to be flagged here.
What do they have there, Nostradamus?
I was busy watching the play down the field. I thought you would handle this one. But it looks like it's going to be a 15-yarder, maybe roughing the passer.
After the play was over, personal foul on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Unnecessary roughness?
Doesn't sound like it. I think it might have been a taunting.
Maybe it was them doing that little dance thing that they've been doing so often in the second half here. Act like you've been there. Isn't that the right, way to handle things?
Panache?
No, the panache is fine, but when it gets you 15 yards, then the panache is not fine. Then it's stupidity, not panache.
Hill looking. He's pressured, takes off.
I tell you
what.
He
did a real nice job feeling the pressure.
Yes, he did.
I got to tell you, I was very impressed with how he bought time in the pocket, and then he felt it, boom, gone.
I have to tell you, though, defensive coordinator Scott Schaefer has no conscience at all. Once you beat him with the blitz, or he's blitzing his guys, and the offense adjusts and makes big plays, guess what? He comes after you again. And Hill sees the blitz, finds a little alley, and a nice 8-yard run. But this Northern defense, it's an attack 4-3, as they like to call it. They create a lot of big plays, but they also expose themselves to big plays.
Play clock down to 0, so we'll have a 5-yard penalty on Ball State.
Delay game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
And again, that's your quarterback getting your team out of the huddle. And this is a 5th-year senior. He's made some mistakes today. Just has never really looked comfortable out there all game long.
Their uniforms, you and I were talking before the game. Like the old St. Louis Cardinals. I expect to see Jim Hart with the 1-bar face mask.
Yeah. It's more of a progressive emblem on the helmet than the old Cardinal.
Correct.
And this is what I expect more of a spread formation.
Hill drops and he fumbles the football. Football loose, and this time Vincent Reynolds will get the recovery. He lost one earlier in the football game when they called the man down. This time he corrals it, and the Huskies turn Ball State away.
Now, that's what you call doing it all by yourself. He brings Hill down himself. He causes the fumble, and then he picks up the fumble. It's a designed run again. Vincent Reynolds does a nice job shedding the block, getting to Hill. Again, Hill has no intention of throwing that football, and he just beats offensive right tackle Justin Schneider. The presence of mind to create the fumble and then pick it up.
That was a heck of a play.
4 turnovers today from Ball State.
That should have been his second recovery. Haldy, hand off, A.J. Harris. A.J. Harris into the secondary, and he may be gone. He's at the 10, 5 dives, touchdown,
and this
Northern Illinois.
And this one's coming back. I hate to rain on your parade, but this one's coming back. And it was such a well-designed play. Keith Perry did a great job in a kick-out block, and it was a misdirection run, but somebody was doing something naughty in the interior of that line.
Gonna get a little holding?
I believe you will.
Pick up those 9 flags.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
I know the fans aren't real happy with it, but it's probably a good call. It was, as I said, just a Keith Perry, the huge kick-out block there. A.J. Harris showing some speed today. It's like they have found a replacement for Michael Turner when he there, right there. How about that right there?
There you go.
When you grab the jersey like
Tony,
that.
see if you can cue that up. We want to run that again. That was an excellent call.
Greg Engel with a little hole, or being held right there by one of the Northern Illinois offensive linemen. But as I said, A.J. Harris doing well filling in for Michael Turner, giving him a breather at times today.
gives to Michael Turner. He tries the right side, turns the corner. Michael Turner at the 40, tries to break away, and is knocked down at the 41.
I would venture to guess that Michael Turner would have had, oh, here we go back. There we go. There's your hold right there. Watch that.
Freeze it right there.
Whatever, I think we saw it.
Nearly tore the shirt off.
He pulled the 3 off of his jersey of the 3-7. But I was going to say, Michael Turner may have 250 yards rushing today if he would have be getting a little more help from his wide receivers in the blocking. That time, Chatone Powers single-handedly made that play come to a halt.
Hurd, Perry, and Fleck, your wide receivers. Turner, the single back set. Perry in motion, the give to Turner. Up the middle.
And he
puts it on the carpet. And let's see who's got the football.
Well, it was the same play they got called for the holding on the left side 2 plays ago. This time they try to run it to the right side.
And Ball State has come up with the Michael Turner fumble.
Well, very few mistakes today. That's one of them. It's going to happen. He's usually very sure-handed, but they run that, as I said, that same play. Keith Perry pulls, goes to the right. Got a little bit of a lane, but just a great play defensively. Create the turnover, and the man who had his jersey ripped off of him a play ago, Craig Engel, comes up with the recovery. But look at the turnover battle. Ball State has given it up 4 times to Northern's 1.
Tell you what, that was a really well designed play up the middle, and Engel, when the football hit the deck, really did a nice job at flying into the pile.
We have a quarterback change now too. Andy Resch has come into the game.
Andy Resch, number 12, in at quarterback.
Andy actually started the season for Ball State. I want to say he started 3 games, including the first 2. 3 touchdowns, just 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Didn't play real well at the start of the season, and they made the change to Talmadge Hill. Hill's had a difficult afternoon, so Brady Hope trying to give him a little spark with a new quarterback. Again, they go to the spread offense.
Resch out of the spread, the shotgun formation, looks, throws, and off of one man and caught by Bostic. Wow. Dante Ridgway had it go right through his hands, and Bostic is there to make the catch.
See, again, here comes the Northern team on a blitz. That's a design play. It's called the tip pass. Actually, Resch put a little heat on it. Ridgway couldn't bring it in, but Larry Bostic, the heads-up catch. But as I said, Northern, even with a 31-point lead, this is what they do, and they don't change their style. They keep coming after you with the blitz.
Resch, a 5th-year senior out of Galion, Ohio, threw 7 TD passes a year ago. Actually 15 TD passes in the final 7 games of the season. Started 7 games, played in 9. 15 TD passes a year ago, 4th best single season mark in Ball State history. Back to the studio with Mitch.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Penn State putting up a fight against Ohio State. Let's go to the action. Craig Krenzel trying to complete the pass. Alan Zamadich jumps in front, and he's 78 yards to pay dirt. Penn State with the lead 14-7. Back to Dave and Tom.
Thank you, Mitch. So Penn State in front of the Ohio State Buckeyes. It's been a tough year for Joe.
2-6 on the season. They really haven't done anything well in Happy Valley. But that, as we talked about earlier, that Ohio State team ranks 7th in the nation right now, and they're doing it with defense. Their offense ranked about 105 in the nation right now.
3rd and 9 at the Husky 33 for the Ball State Cardinals, and their new quarterback, 5th-year senior, Andy Resch. Snap, Resch looking, a lot of time in the pocket, and it is off the hands again of Ridgway.
Well, Ridgway's got to catch the ball, but he needs to have a conversation with Resch. Resch is probably a little jacked up right now. He's putting way too much juice on the ball. He's throwing a 6 or 7 yard route like he's throwing a 20-yard route.
Boy, he did drill that.
That's
need some touch.
Need a little touch on that. But again, he's been standing on the sidelines for the first 40 minutes of the game.
Freezing.
Very difficult to pick up 4th and 9.
of receivers. Resch looking in the pocket, looking, and he's going down.
Jason Frank with the sack.
Number 99, Jason Frank. As the pocket collapsed, Frank got his man, and the Huskies will take over. 2:23 left in the third, leading by 31.
You're a one-dimensional offense at 4th and 9, 4th and 2, 4th and 3. You can run or pass at 4th and 9. Everyone in the stadium knows you have to drop back and throw it. Jason Frank coming back from a right knee injury. Had a nice game today.
Josh Haldee still in at quarterback. A.J. Harris, who had a long TD run, called back on a hold. Around the right side, comes up short of the 40-yard line. May have gained 3.
And Ball State's got another injured player right now. Looks like Tom Keller's down, defensive tackle.
Number 92, Tom Keller is the individual Ball State boy.
Now, why is it that every trainer I've ever seen wears shorts no matter how cold it is?
Maybe they're running low on pants in the Ball State
Could be.
training
We'll
program.
take a timeout. We'll come back.
I can't answer that for you, but I'll work on it here.
On Fox Sports Net.
Bulletin, Green Bay, Wisconsin. NFL history is being made today, announcing the first official Green Bay Packers silver dollar, an historic collectible honoring the team from
Manning fading back, and Manning red hot goes deep for the touchdown. They win it 43-40 the final. Now back to Dave Kaplan and Tom Waddle in DeKalb.
Well,
okay, Mitch.
If I'm an NFL team and I've got a needed quarterback, I think I may be looking the Manning way.
Oh, he's a stallion.
And he's a different type of player than Peyton. Peyton's a much more reserved kind of student of the game, and that's not to suggest that Eli's not up to date with game plans and all that, but he's a little more of a free spirit than Peyton is. And I kind of like that in your quarterback.
Well, just looking that he didn't follow in Peyton's footsteps at Tennessee.
It's the time where Joe Novak, with a 31-point lead, decides to prevent injury.
By the way, they're helping Tom Keller off. Looked like it was a leg injury of some kind, and the doctor was out on the field, and we wish him the best. Hope he's okay.
I think you'll see Northern take some of their top players out of this game if it is still firmly in hand midway through the fourth quarter. But they've already had some young players step in and contribute. A.J. Harris, some of the young wide receivers, so everyone's getting a little experience today.
Haldee still at center. The burner is on the bench. A.J. Harris around the left side, and there's going to be a mask. I would think a face mask, although
I believe Todd Galani
could be a hold as well inside.
I think it's Todd Galani, and you talked about earlier the officials not giving you a number.
Yep, there's the hold. It's got to be Galani, didn't you think?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious who they're calling it on when they throw flags right at you. I think Todd Galani gets hit with the hold, and then he gets hit with the flags.
Offense, 10-yard penalty.
Right there. Yeah.
From the spot of the foul.
That's a takedown.
Repeat second down.
He gets penalized for 10 points, but he gets 2 points in the wrestling match.
I thought they had grabbed A.J. Harris.
Look at him. He's got a smile on his face. He's waving at him, but come on, Todd, you tackled him. You've had a great game today. But
big guy, you get the X on you right now for that one. It's a tackle.
He's had an outstanding game, though. He's just a great football player. He's a senior. He's their best offensive lineman. His third year as a starter. He's not going to like the look of that in film session tomorrow, though.
A.J. Harris stumbled from the time he got the handoff. A little extracurricular activity.
Well, Northern's hurt themselves a lot with penalties here in the second half. See Joe Novak, time of possession pretty much even. Obviously the big difference, the 31-point lead Northern has, but Joe Novak can't be happy with this team's performance in the second half. They've had some breakdowns on defense. They've committed some penalties on offense. They've been in third and long pretty much all of the third quarter.
Justin Schweihart and Brian Van Acker got into it a little bit. Here comes pressure. Haldee avoids pressure, takes off, going to run out of bounds, and is drilled, and there may be a flag coming.
No.
And we do not get one.
I think Ball State gets away with one there, but you see the maturity of Josh Haldee. He had 3rd and long. He was on the run. A lot of quarterbacks would have thrown that ball up for grabs trying to make something happen, but he knows he's got a 31-point lead. Don't do anything stupid. Just you eat it. And that, well, you know what? That's not
a rough. That's a good call. A good no call by the official.
Yeah. But again, a good decision.
Dante Smith, and there's the punt from Anthony Gallagher. It's going to come down and roll out of bounds around the 26, is my guess.
Gallagher's been pressured all day long. Ball State's done a nice job rushing the punter. Haven't gotten to him yet, but been forcing him to kick the ball quickly.
Andy Resch is going to stay at quarterback.
I expect he'll probably be a little more effective as the game goes on. Very difficult to stand on the sidelines, especially at the quarterback position, for the first 30 or 40 minutes and then come in and move the football.
Only the 3rd player in Ball State history to throw 5 TD passes in a game, and the first to do it twice. Dumps it out for Bostic. Good block on Randee Drew. Bostic makes a man miss. Bostic knocked down at the 30. Out of bounds and a flag, and I think we're going to have something on Lionel Hickenbottom.
Well, Jason Hutton did a nice job getting Bostic out of bounds.
Getting a little chippy now.
It is. These are just mistakes you don't like to see, even with a big lead.
Now there's a nice block on Randee Drew.
Well, they're picking up the flag. You see right there, Jason Hutton and Lionel Hickenbottom. I think they were going to call him for a face mask, but actually he just grabbed the top of Bostic's helmet and wasn't actually pulling on the face mask. This young man is a great football player.
We were here a year ago when first 3 plays of the game, he blew out his
against Wake Forest in the opening game of last year.
Very early in the football game, ended his season back and having a very good year. Resch, the handoff, Cease across the 40, and he will have a Ball State first down.
That's about the only area of weakness today from this Northern team. They've had a hard time slowing down the Ball State running game, but a lot of the yardage that the Cardinals have racked up have come because of Talmadge Hill tucking the ball and running with it. Here comes the blitz again. I guess I said earlier, it's not a criticism, but Scott Schaefer, the defensive coordinator from Northern,
yep,
no conscience at all. Just, you know what, I coach one way, and we're going to attack
snap. Ball start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And he has the luxury of having an experienced secondary out there that you can get away with bringing the blitz. You'll see right there, the left guard flinches a little bit, probably flinching because he saw
looks like
Kersman Strothman and
71, Jeff Ramsey. We have completed 3 quarters of play. The Huskies in command in a big way. 41-10. We'll be back for the final 15 minutes.
Yeah, hey, Clement.
Tyson Chandler and the Bulls will be ready for this battle. Yao Ming powers the Rockets. Bulls, Rockets, Monday at 7 on Fox Sports Net.
Fox Sports Net's coverage of Northern Illinois Husky football brought to you by Culver's Frozen Custard and Tom's favorite, the Butter Burgers. America's favorites made fresh. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. Applebee's, eating good in the neighborhood. Subway, eat fresh. The Comfort Inn at Suites of Rochelle, a great place to stay before or after Husky football games where you will sleep in comfort. And our folks at VCB, the Village Commons Bookstore, for all your Husky clothing and souvenirs. Visit them at www.vcbs.com. And thank you to the fine people there. They sent us some really cool Michael Turner t-shirts.
Absolutely.
So we thank them very much. And thank you to Kerry Groth, the wonderful athletic director here at Northern.
Always give us great gear.
Great gear. Some nice hooded sweatshirts today.
What a nice throw there by Andy Resch.
Dante Ridgway had a couple of drops early, but he makes a nice catch and goes out of bounds at the 45. We'll see where they spot it.
Surprised Ridgway has not been more involved today.
43-yard line is where it'll be spotted.
At the break for the quarter, I actually think I heard Joe Novak yelling down on the field at his team, listen, you guys feel good about this 31-point lead? If you don't finish strong, you will run until your feet bleed tomorrow. I think I heard that. Did you hear that?
Maybe.
He's not a happy coach right now, despite the comfortable lead. I guarantee you that.
Low snap, Resch corrals it, and now he takes off. He's going to run, and he's going down.
Vincent Reynolds has had a whale of a ball game.
Vincent Reynolds has a fumble recovery, another one that was inadvertently blown down.
He's had a sack. He had the sack, created the fumble, and recovered the fumble. And you see Joe Novak right there, and I'm a partial mind reader, and I can see what he's trying to say. And as you guys had better finish this game strong.
Resch, rolling. He's going to fire and find his man. Bostic.
See, there's an
28-yard line
of a quarterback putting a little touch on a ball in a tight situation and making a completion happen.
Third quarter stats, Tom. Let's take a look at the numbers.
I'm assuming they're pretty much one-sided. Northern with 378 total yards. Look at the rushing numbers for both teams. 221 for Northern, 200 for Ball State. Ball State making some mistakes, 5 penalties, 4 turnovers. And the turnovers have been the difference today. You wouldn't think there'd be a 31-point difference, but there is.
Resch in the pocket throws, finds his man Ridgway. And Williamson makes the catch, and Williamson finally knocked out inside the 5.
And I see Joe Novak with his hands on his hips on the sideline right now, and let's give Ball State a tremendous amount of credit. Someone needs to tell this Northern Illinois defense.
There you see Joe. He cannot be happy with what he's watching.
They have to tell his defense that football games are a full 60 minutes, not 45.
Right, and while a 31-point deficit may be insurmountable, you don't want to see your guys not playing to their capabilities. And tip your cap to Ball State. They have not quit.
No question.
It's a reflection on their coach as well.
I made the comment, too, when Andy Resch came in for the second series. I figured he would be a little bit more effective. And he's done a nice job here leading this offense.
There's the handoff to Cease, and he is knocked down at the 1.
Resch 6 for 8 for 80 yards so far in relief of Talmadge Hill. They just look like a completely different offense. You see here, once again, Ball State creating some space in the middle of that Northern front 4.
Second and goal from the Northern Illinois 1. Resch is going to throw. Looking, puts touch on it, and finds his man. Give him 6. Touchdown, Ball State. And that was an outstanding throw.
Yes, it was.
And a nice catch to get his feet down.
That's a true freshman, too. Number 84, Michael Steinhaus. It's his 3rd touchdown on the season. Brady Hoke's got to feel a little bit better about how his offense is performing here in the second half with Andy Resch under center.
Snap, set, kick is good. So 41-17. Back to a 24-point deficit. Take a look at the replay.
Really nothing fake. It looks like the back. Charles Wynn went the wrong way, but just a nice catch and a good presence of mind of Steinhaus, a young tight end, to get his foot down. And again, Resch puts a little touch on the pass. Gets it over a couple of defenders and throws it where only his receiver can catch it. A great job getting his feet down.
Sounds like you have a fan club down there, Tom.
Are they yelling my name, or they're asking for a bottle of something? I can't tell if it's waddle or a bottle. Let's just say we are very close to the passionate fans.
Yes,
here.
we are.
What would you call this facility we're locked in? Just a wind-filled box at the top of the stadium? Is that,
yeah.
It's not really a press box. It's
Looks like
a wooden shed.
Like a clubhouse that we built as a kid.
You know what it looks like? It looks like a penalty box in a hockey game, doesn't it?
Correct.
They send you here if you've been bad.
That's right.
Well,
we're going to have Cap and Waddle come in to do the football game. Put those two mopes up in that clubhouse we built.
Exactly. Northern's actually, undefeated in the 3 games we've done. So you would figure they would treat us a little friendlier.
I believe if they hang on to win today, I'm 6-0 since I've been here. Randee Drew grabs the kick from Brian Jackson and brings it back out to the 24-yard line. I want to thank Michael Korsick, Robert Hester, the fabulous SID staff. Congrats to Mike Korsick, just inducted into the Northern Illinois Hall of Fame.
Where his plaque is placed right alongside yours as well.
No, I haven't been that blessed yet. I would love to be a part of.
Congratulations to Special K, as we like to call him, right?
The Northern family. Yes, Special K wins his honor into the Hall of Fame in the last couple of weeks, and he and his staff do just a wonderful job.
Well, Northern's going to have to earn their yardage here. Ball State, 8-man fronts right now.
Thank you also to the SID staff at Ball State University.
They were also very kind with us.
Yes,
going
they
over
were.
All the statistics and names and
pronunciations,
which the average fan at home sitting doesn't realize that you've got 90 guys on each team,
right,
all whose names are.
And because a guy spelled B-O-B doesn't mean it's Bob. It may be Bob. You don't know.
You just don't know.
A.J. Harris on the handoff from Haldy.
Ball carried by Harris.
Stopped about the 28-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, they've really done a nice job on the left side of that offensive line. Actually, Ben Lewick has played a lot today. Doug Free is listed as their starter.
But number 79, Ben Lewick,
79 has
a lot of opportunity.
He has stepped in and played well. Matt Rogers has been replaced by Brian Van Acker on the left side of the line.
4 wide receiver set. Haldy looking, throws, and it's knocked away and nearly intercepted.
Chatone Powers has got to make that catch.
Nearly picked off. You're right. Chatone Powers had his hands on it. Quentin Manley almost came up with the pick.
A little surprised that Josh Haldy's not looking P.J. Fleck's way, but a good throw. Squeezes it in. And Chatone Powers can't pull it in.
It's 4th down and Anthony Gallagher on the punt away for the Huskies.
Concentration affected maybe by the Ball State defender flying in front of him, but that's a catch that Chatone Powers has got to make.
Gallagher gets it away, and he's knocked down, and there's a flag.
Now the question is it a running into the kicker penalty or a roughing penalty?
We're going to find out real quick.
Ball State has been all over Anthony Gallagher today.
And you see some of the Northern offensive players, Tom, snapping their helmets back on in a hurry, so they believe it's going to be roughing and going to give them an automatic 1st down.
Now, I'm assuming my college football acumen is correct, that there is a distinction between running into the kicker.
That's a 5-yard.
Correct.
And roughing the kicker is a 15-yard.
Let's see.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Yeah, that's a little more violent than you would like. But they have been all over, as I said.
Lorenzo Wims is a 6'3 freshman, 230-pound D lineman.
Freshmen make those types of mistakes. Anthony Gallagher has been pressured pretty much all day long in the punting game for Northern. But again, the Huskies get a gift.
Excuse me there, Tom. It's a little cold in the booth.
Sure.
Get you a tissue or something?
No, I'm okay, thanks. A.J. Harris.
Ball carried by A.J. Harris.
Has not been what we call a mistake-free game. 13 penalties.
Combined penalties between the two teams, 13 for 131 yards.
Hasn't been a whole lot of 5-yard illegal motions or offsides. It's been a whole lot of holding, personal fouls, face masks.
After 8 of 2 with 7 down and 8.
Now, what could all the guys, you got him, that guy, there's another, all of them with headsets, all giving signals.
They're trying to confuse the defense as well as all of you at home. And what a great...
They go long to Cieslak, and he makes the catch. Sliding on the turf. He is inside the 30. They'll spot it at the 30-yard line.
Cieslak comes in today with just 3 catches on the season, 2 of them for touchdowns, but not a real threat in the passing game. Another good throw by Haldee.
That's a good catch.
Cieslak does a great job with body control, gets himself in front of Justin Berrio, who's a strong safety and probably a little better athlete than Cieslak. But what a great connection. But yeah, you see all the different signals being thrown in. One guy's got the legitimate signals, the other guy is throwing a set of fake signs, so trying to confuse everybody.
We'll talk about that more when we come back. Haldee takes some time with 10:38 left, and Northern comfortably in front.
A better brand of beef makes a butter burger better.
A better brand of beef makes a better...
Makes a burger better.
What?
A better brand of beef makes a butter burger better.
A better brand of beef makes a better butter...
I can't say that.
A better brand of beef makes a butter burger better.
The better brand of beef makes a better butter
A better brand of beef. Beef. A better brand of beef makes a better burger better.
Culver's, America's favorites made fresh.
And the wheel goes round and round. The wheel goes round and round. The wheel goes round and round.
Yes, hits the dice. He's shaking them, ready to throw.
Welcome back here to Brigham Field at Husky Stadium. David Kaplan and Tom Waddle, thank you for spending your afternoon with us. Huskies 1st and 10 at the Ball State 30. On a chilly fall afternoon. They hand off to A.J. Harris, and he crashes his way to the 25. Let's take a look at a quote from Joe Novak, a legitimate candidate for National Coach of the Year. If I know these kids, they'll bounce back. The players know what they've invested in this program. There's a lot of football left to be played. And Tom, you and I talked before the football game and said, any concerns? Well, will there be a post-Bowling Green hangover after a loss last week on the national stage? And
they've done a nice job putting last week aside, put it behind them, and they played great in the first half, but Joe Novak's got to be concerned with the lackluster performance in the second half on both sides of the ball.
A.J. Harris fighting his way short of the 20-yard line.
Ball carried by A.J. Harris.
Should bring up a 3rd and very short.
Play by Anthony Corpus.
Okay, now let's look at all these guys. He's got a headset. He's got a headset. He's got a headset.
Well, one of these guys is sending in the true signals to Josh Haldee. The other 2 are just playing decoy right now.
Okay, so are all of them hooked up? Or probably fake headsets too?
They may be fake headsets. They may be hearing everything coming in from the offensive coordinator upstairs, Matt Canada, but only one is signaling in the correct play.
A.J. Harris up the middle has a 1st down. And he is knocked down at the 12. 1st and 10, Northern Illinois at the 12 as the clock is at 9:11 left.
And again, that offensive front 5 of Northern pounding on Ball State. That guy's just trying to keep his hands warm.
It's another Husky first down for the Ball State 13.
I'm assuming all 3 of those are
working headsets.
Well, 3 of them are backup quarterbacks. One is certainly a backup quarterback, Ryan Gilbert, number 6 you saw.
A.J. Harris, the workhorse, tries to turn the corner, and he's knocked down at the 8.
Really a nice job, though.
Harris the ball carrier.
Nice
Avant
job
on the tackle.
Jesse Avant.
Pure speed.
Jesse Avant did a real nice job, though, fighting off the stiff arm and bringing his man down.
This is invaluable experience for A.J. Harris. Came into today with just 28 carries on the season. Has plenty of action. As Michael Turner has had another outstanding ball game in Northern with a big lead. They're giving Harris some carries today.
David McDermott, a wide receiver, number 7, now in for Northern as P.J. Fleck comes out of the football game. A.J. Harris up the middle. A.J. Harris to the 1.
Well, Joe Novak's got to like
first and goal, Northern Illinois.
Got to like what he sees out of this young running back. It's a sophomore. Again, another good size, good speed combination. 6 foot tall, 220, and he has good vision.
Boy,
a nice job.
Bangs his way to the 1. Real good hard run.
That's Dante Smith, the starting middle linebacker from Ball State that couldn't bring him down.
They'll spot it at the 2.
Goes over 100 yards rushing on the day.
Triple backfield. Handoff Harris. Can he get himself the touchdown? They have not yet signaled.
Harris the ball carrier.
They say he stopped short. Now, as much work as he's done on this drive, don't you kind of?
You have to give.
You gotta give it.
You
to him.
owe it to him.
There's the handoff. You see the blocking, and he's pushed back very close to the goal line. That football, the nose of it is just outside the goal line. Jeremy Pugh.
Give him a little lead block there.
Handoff Harris, and this time he walks in. Give him 6. Touchdown, Northern Illinois. I think everybody in the building knew who was getting the football.
And as you alluded to, he deserved it. He did a lot of work to get the Huskies down near the goal line. He deserved the ball and deserved the touchdown.
Steve Azar with another PAT attempt. Snap, set, kick is good. 48-17. We've got 6:53 left here. It's all Huskies today. We'll be right back on FSN.
I have brown hair. I'll be in a black dress. How will I know you?
I'm 5'11" with graying, salt and pepper. With brown hair.
Videos Notre Dame running into all kinds of trouble against Florida State. Pick up the action in the 3rd quarter. Notre Dame trying to pass the ball. The big hit, and Jeff Womble, defensive lineman with the pick, and led to a touchdown. 30-0 Florida State. Now let's get back to Dave Kaplan and Big Daddy Tom Womble.
Big Daddy, that's me. Check out this touchdown once again. Northern wins the battle at the line of scrimmage. And Harris, 21 carries, 106 yards on the day to go with Turner's 126 yards rushing. Huldy's added a few yards on the ground as well. They'll get all the press, but it's that offensive line that will get a tremendous amount of credit in film sessions tomorrow.
What has happened to Notre Dame?
Well, they're not a great football team. They're a young team, especially up front. They're starting a freshman quarterback, and they're facing a very difficult schedule.
Wow. I don't think anybody saw a 2-6 if they lose today, which it looks like they will.
Expectations were raised because they overachieved last year. And Tyrone Willingham did an outstanding job, but they knew it was going to be a bit rocky at the beginning. And this second year for Tyrone Willingham has not gone very well.
Resch fires. And that pass is complete.
And I think Northern will allow those 5-yard hitch routes for the remainder of this game, the 6.5 minutes we have left.
Hurry up offense out of Ball State.
As people are hurrying up out of the stands right now with this one firmly in hand.
Resch looking, going to keep it. Tucks it, heading for the sideline, and he'll get an extra yard. It looks like they'll give him the first down.
And Resch keeps it himself.
By the way, Mike Sabak, one of the assistants, was actually right down where that play went out of bounds. His parents are watching back at State College, Pennsylvania. And you and I talked to him before the football game.
And they're not preoccupied with the Ohio State-Penn State game right now?
They're watching their son coach with the Northern Illinois Huskies. Mike's been here a long, long time. Actually was an assistant when I was back in DeKalb coaching basketball here many years ago. And just wanted to say hi to his parents and hope they're enjoying the football game. And how can they not with Northern in front by 31?
And I would assume they've enjoyed the entire season.
Ridgway makes the catch and another Ball State first down.
Lionel Higginbotham brings it down.
Some wholesale changes on that Northern defense, especially up front right now.
Resch dumps it incomplete. Looking for Charles Wynn.
I think Charles Wynn's probably happy he didn't catch that ball.
He was about to get lit up, as they like to say.
Jason Hutton was bearing down and would have buried him if he had gotten to him.
Now in the NFL,
he just doesn't seem happy, does he, Joe Novak?
No, but a coach never is happy.
That's true. 48-17, and there have been some mistakes in the second half, penalties and missed assignments, but overall, pretty good effort from a group that got beaten up a little bit last week at Bowling Green.
And Bostic makes the catch. Bostic breaks free. Bostic is into the secondary and down at the 15.
That's a blown coverage. Give Lionel Hickenbottom a lot of credit, though. He came from the other side of the field to save that from being a touchdown.
There hasn't been a lot good for Ball State today. Bostic's a player.
He is a player. As I said earlier, he's a guy that has run the football a lot. He came to school as a running back. They've given him the ball out of the backfield some earlier in the season. Now the majority of his action comes split out as a wideout.
Resch throws it away.
The receiver was Ryan Williamson.
Take a look at the Husky profile. This season, 7-1, ranked 21st right now. 6 straight weeks in the top 25.
7 weeks after today.
That's right. Reached number 10 in the BCS. 2 top 25 wins versus BCS programs. They've won 14 of their last 16 and 14 of their last 17 in the Mid-American Conference.
It's been an unbelievable run the last 2 years.
That is getting it done.
They've beaten 3 teams this year from BCS conferences. Alabama, Iowa State, and Maryland. 2 of those teams, as you saw.
Resch to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Looking for Williamson.
Pass incomplete. Intended receiver was 18, Ryan Williamson.
Well, Ball State certainly has the edge on the outside here in the red zone, and they've been, you talked about it earlier, they've been a very good team in the red zone. Second in the league in red zone efficiency. 25 of 27 coming into today, 16 touchdowns, 9 field goals. They've got some tall wide receivers. Brian Williamson goes 6'3", Ryan Ha-Hai goes 6'3", to Randee Drew's 5'8".
Ridgway 6'1". Bostic's the small man, just 5'7". Resch in the pocket, looking, standing, dumps, throws. Ha-Hai's got it, and he will be brought down by about 15 red shirts. Boy, it seemed like everywhere he turned, there was another guy flying in the pile.
Randee Drew, the first Husky out.
Once again, 4th and long. Limits what you're able to do. I think the 31-point difference would dictate you going through the air anyway, but
Jim Cordo, senior, called and said that we can pick those new parkas up Monday.
The station-issued overcoat.
Station-issued overcoat. The throw, the catch, and let's see, nope, incomplete.
The ball and his helmet came out. Lucky the Huskies weren't flagged for a face mask.
On 4th down, Bostic cannot corral it.
Like
so the Huskies will take over.
That's a rough afternoon. You're getting beaten by 31, and they're ripping your helmet off of you. Got to make that play. Actually,
now the scoreboard has
Lionel Hickenbottom actually ripped the helmet off of him.
Roughing the passer.
Well,
goal, automatic, first down.
I was waiting. I didn't see the change of possession.
They didn't get called for the face mask. I think that the face mask from Hickenbottom was a more flagrant foul than the roughing of the passer.
It's a 4th and 7 situation. There's the throw.
What a great throw by Resch.
And just at the end of the play, you could see that ball was clearly out.
You see Lionel Hickenbottom throws his hands in the air, and that's usually the reaction of a guy who's guilty of something.
Resch throwing, Ridgeway to the end zone, and I believe he got in.
That's a heck of an effort.
Yes, we do have a touchdown.
Well,
2 officials looking at each other. A third guy came in and said, I got it. Touchdown.
Again, Joe Novak, a little disappointed. Has to be. The penalties. I'm not sure.
Another Ball State man is down, and I believe it's Ridgeway.
They took a pounding getting into the end zone. But again, that touchdown made possible by the roughing the passer penalty on 4th down. They successfully denied them on the 4th down pass, but committed the penalty.
The search for new knowledge doesn't have a beginning or an end. At NIU, discovery is a seamless web of teaching, research, and outreach. So it's no surprise that some of our best teachers are also world-famous scholars.
I think there's a strong relationship between good teaching and active research.
Dream, discover, and do. The NIU experience.
In a claim or loss situation, what can a nationwide agent do for you? Get everything back to normal quickly so your life stays in drive. For auto insurance that takes care of you, call toll-free 1-877-ON-YOUR-SIDE.
Nationwide is on your side.
The time is now to get your Northern Illinois Husky basketball season tickets. Coach Rob Judson's Husky men's team is the preseason favorite to win the Mid-American Conference West Division crown, while the NIU women hope senior Jen Youngblood leads Carol Hammerly's team into title contention. Husky men's and women's basketball tickets are available through Ticketmaster, or call 312-559-1212, or go online at niuhuskies.com.
And Ball State will now try an extra point.
I believe they're going to go for 2.
May go for 2 here.
Well, please help me with the math here. If you get 2, it's 48-25, which gives you a 23-point deficit, which means you win the game with 3 scores and 3 2-point conversions.
Correct. In the final 4.5 minutes.
Or you could tie it with 3 scores and 3 2-point conversions if you just kick the extra point, right? Did I do that right?
You did that right.
Very confident. Brady Hoke. Maneuver.
Resch looking, throwing. No. Incomplete in the back of the end zone, looking for Williamson. He's asking for the pass interference. Will not get it, so.
Very well played.
48-23, a 25-point Northern Illinois lead.
Take a look at this touchdown once again. Resch running the offense very efficiently right now. Dante Ridgeway with a nice cut, gets inside, beats Hickenbottom to the goal line. Rob Lee tries to keep him out. A host of red shirts there, but 6'1", 185 pounds gets into the end zone. That's Ridgeway's 9th touchdown catch on the season. He's had an outstanding year.
And yes, you see him on the line. He did get in. So 4.5 minutes left. Now take a look at that by the numbers. Joe Novak hung up a sign when he got the job. It says, those who stay will be champions. They went on a 23-game losing streak. You see 97, 0-11, and then look at the progress. The arrow goes one way, up. I mean, big time, to the point where they're going to go to 8-1 today.
A 4th consecutive winning season.
I mean, Joe Novak
has done a
phenomenal job.
And he's really increased the talent level here through recruiting over the last several years.
Yeah, they've got 9 commitments already from very good players, including a highly rated quarterback out of the Chicago area. And the onside kick.
And guess who?
PJ Fleck, Mr. Hands. You know, you and I were checking his gloves out before the game. When you got a chance to see the gloves he wears, do you think if you were back playing in the NFL where you didn't wear gloves, you'd wear those?
No, I just never had a feel for putting anything on my hand.
Even those things that are real sticky like that?
No, wouldn't have done it.
Really?
I only trusted my skin.
But
not
when you
anything.
played in Soldier Field,
you're trying to talk me into wearing gloves, and it's not going to happen.
Wait,
no.
bitter cold.
It was horrible.
So what did you do?
I had one of those hand warmers, and I kept it spun around to my back, and I kept my hands in there all the time. I had hot packs. But no, I would have never worn gloves. To each their own. Everybody wears them now. I just never had a good feel for them.
And a quarterback change for Northern Illinois.
Ryan Gilbert, 1 for 1 today.
He's a senior, 6'5", 200 pounds. And so he is into the football game. First time we've had a chance to see him.
And you see PJ right there, and that's Dan Sheldon, number 5, who went out with a horrible elbow injury earlier in the season. He was their deep threat. Now they've asked PJ to not just catch the ball between the hash marks, but also threaten defenses deep down the field. And again today, he had a long reception. He's just done an outstanding job.
So Ryan Gilbert into the ball game. There's the handoff inside. It goes absolutely nowhere. Gilbert is out of El Segundo, California.
At this point, you're trying to get to the finish line without getting anybody hurt.
Yep.
As you see, Josh Haldy now taking over the role of decoy signal caller.
Or is he one of the real signal callers?
Maybe he's sending in the right plays.
You never know.
I would expect that the folks standing on the Ball State sideline wouldn't be able to decipher what's being sent in anyway. When you throw 3 guys out there, they really have no chance.
Handoff inside goes to Robert Wallace. He's a junior tailback. So Joe Novak giving a lot of guys a chance to get some PT.
And Ball State calls a timeout. Well, they need 25 points in the next 3 minutes.
Ryan Gilbert's 2 hobbies: snowboarding and going to the beach. You can do the snowboarding around here. The beach part might be a little difficult other than in the summertime. By the way, big win for the Pitt Panthers today.
We're not going to talk about that.
Bit of a breather in Chestnut Hill, your old school, Boston College.
Who did Hamlin have? And
I'm sure they throttled whoever they played in the Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic
You can't beat Division 5 football up there in Minnesota, can you?
Division 3, and we call it Harvard of the Midwest, my friend.
Who doesn't call their school the Harvard of the Midwest?
People on the East or West Coast.
And speaking of academics, there are some tremendous student athletes on both sides of the field today. PJ Fleck was recognized this week as Northern's Athlete of the Week with a 3.43 GPA. He's also a pitcher for the Northern Illinois baseball team.
Exactly.
GPA.
I think so. By the way, he has 62 catches coming into today's game. Talk about the great tradition of wide receiver at Northern. Kurt Partridge, who's a very well-known insurance guy here in town.
Hold that thought. I was going to say I've never seen that formation before. Go ahead, finish your thought.
Dave Petsky, who caught 91 balls as a senior. And Justin McCarron, we mentioned earlier, was playing for the Tennessee Titans. And that punt's going to go down inside the 5.
By the way, I talked about the academic prowess of some of these Northern Illinois football players. 5 players on academic All-American ballots.
Very good.
And on the other side of the field, offensive right tackle Travis Barkley, an academic All-American. He was named one of the 5 smartest football players in all of college football.
That's
And I know a goof like you is going to say that's an oxymoron, right? A smart football player? Well, let me tell you
Not
something.
true at all.
The fact that these guys can balance their academics as well as all of the time they put in the
That's a
athletic
greater
endeavor.
challenge than a normal student who has a lot of free time.
No question.
That's why you love to see the true meaning of the words student athlete.
We actually referred to ourselves at Boston College as athletic students because we viewed ourselves as students first. Places like Notre Dame, student athletes. Guys at Boston College, student athletic students. You understand what I'm saying?
Don't make me get sick.
Uh-oh.
Watch
Do we have
the
a photographer down? Oh. You know what, though? He does
the big lens.
He does the right thing. He saves the $25,000 camera.
See the size of that lens?
We may be able to get your entire ego in on a shot with a camera like that, Ken.
You're a funny guy today. Who wrote your material? Is there a bigger fan of you than you?
Probably not. There he is.
There he is. Did you look at that lens?
I don't know. He may think he's on safari or something. I would assume he should apply for a bonus, though.
Can we get another shot at him? He's more padded up than the players. He's got the knee pads, the belt thing, a couple, 3 cameras.
For crying out loud, he's got $100 grand in equipment on him.
My God. Take a look at the knee pads he's got. He's got the little leather pouch right there. What, 1, 2, 3 cameras, a camera bag, all his credentials.
And what's he doing? He's standing around doing nothing right now. As we are with 2 minutes to go.
Makes the catch and goes out of bounds with 1:54 left.
I have to say, we've been here for what? This is our 4th game doing Northern Illinois football. They will now move to 4-0, but this is certainly the largest margin of victory we have overseen.
And my buddy Steve was here doing a game with Jack a couple of seasons ago as well. Won that one.
Yes. Inside joke. That's what we call narrowcasting.
Yeah, to amuse ourselves.
Exactly.
And that football comes out, but I believe that Resch got it back.
Quince Holman playing hard to the final gun.
Andy Resch recovers no fumble.
Ball State takes their 2nd timeout of the ball game.
If Brady Hoke calls another timeout, I'm going to charge a winter jacket to his account. He's prolonging my frostbite right now. Let's give him some credit, though. This Ball State team, not a great effort today, but they came in today as a 3-1 with a 3-1 record in the MAC. Brady Hoke's in his first year, 4-4 overall. You see, they moved the football on Northwestern today. Excuse me, Northern Illinois. I got the Randy Walker show in my ear. Sorry. Northern Illinois, 440-some yards. Ball State, almost 440 yards. A lot of offense out there.
A ton of offense. And again, you see VCB back there. Those are our guys and gals at Village Commons Bookstore. Thank you for the gear you sent us.
This Northern Illinois sweatshirt's going to look good on me.
I think you lost yours.
I know I did. That's what happens when we do the Randy Walker show on WGN Radio during the week. And the coach isn't real happy with me these days. Another
pick. And could this one go to the house?
Jason Hawkins.
Knocked out Jason Hawkins, the linebacker.
Growing up quickly, filling in for Nick Duffy.
6'3" junior filling in for Nick Duffy, who's out for the rest of the year with a foot injury, and he gets a pick. That's Resch's first interception. Throws it right to him. And he gets knocked down, and Northern will have the football.
It's just been a complete effort from the Huskies today.
And they'll take a knee here, and this will just about do it. Couple of knees, and we'll be done with the...
On the return, personal foul, face mask on the defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
They ran the football exceptionally well today. Josh Haldee made good decisions, threw it well today. Defensively, they created a ton of turnovers. Well, Joe Novak has just done a wonderful job with this team.
Do you try and score here?
I think you play your normal offense and you let some of these young kids taste some success.
First and goal at the 8 with 1:32.
And, of course, they're going to take a knee. It's the classy thing to do.
And Joe Novak says, look, 7 points is not going to decide whether we go to a bowl game. Well, we take the W and we do it with class.
On that topic, you really have to feel strongly that if Northern Illinois can run the table, they can win the next 3 games, they can get to 11-1. They have to draw the attention of some bowl scouts. They have to.
The next 2 are on the road.
If that's the case, they will be a team that has been in the top 25 for 10 weeks this year. If you're a top 25 team for 10 weeks, you're 11-1, you deserve a bowl.
No question. They are on the road, the next 2. At Buffalo, a night game at Toledo, and they come home to close it out on Senior Recognition Day, the 22nd of November. They will be at Eastern Michigan, or home against Eastern Michigan. So at Buffalo, at Toledo, home against Eastern. And if things work out, Joe Novak will have an 11-1 football team.
He has to be very proud of his team after the devastating loss last week at Bowling Green. To come out here and watch his team perform the way they did today, it's a tribute to the Northern Illinois coaching staff.
And that's going to do it. Northern Illinois, as the clock will wind down, has defeated Ball State in convincing fashion today. 48-23. Big day on the ground for Turner and Harris. Big day for the quarterback, Josh Haldee. The 2 teams meet. There you see the coaches, Joe Novak and Brady Hoke.
Brady Hoke's got that Ball State program pointed in the right direction. They'll see better days. But right now, all of the credit in the world to Joe Novak and this Northern Illinois football team.
And the Northern Illinois Huskies again, the final. Huskies 48, Cardinals 23. A happy crowd here in DeKalb.
A little cold at the moment.
Yeah, they've got to just be frozen. Take a look at Michael Turner as he comes off. Big day for Turner, 100+.
I'd say this was a complete victory for Northern.
This was a thorough victory. And let's go down to the field. Gail Fisher with Joe Novak.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Coach, you talked about your team coming back from last week. You had full confidence that they would bounce back, and they played aggressively, and they played with a lot of confidence today.
They played a lot of emotion. Those turnovers in the first half really helped, but I was really pleased with the way they played today.
I know you wanted them to finish strong, a couple penalties here towards the end of the game, but I'm sure you'll be able to go easy on them at practice.
No question. Like I said, it was great to bounce back and get this one in the bag.
You moved to 8-1 on the year. You could run the table the rest of the season and still make it to a bowl. Do you talk about that with your kids to not get down after last week?
Well, no, we're just talking about one at a time. We still got a great season going here. We got 3 big ones to go, so it's just still one at a time.
All right, Coach Joe Novak, congratulations. A huge win for them. Let's send it back up to you guys.
Thank you, Gail, and congrats again to the Northern Illinois Huskies. They beat Ball State 48-23. At this time, we'd like to thank all the good folks at NIU and Ball State University for their cooperation in getting this game home to you. For Tom Waddle, Gail Fisher, our great crew, I'm David Kaplan saying so long from Husky Stadium in DeKalb, where Northern 48, Ball State 23. We'll see you this winter as the Northern Illinois men's basketball team chases the MAC championship with Coach Rob Judson. The proceeding has been an exclusive presentation of Fox Sports Net and Northern Illinois University. Have a good night, everybody.
Are you on a merry-go-round of credit cards, balance transfers, late charges, high interest? Get off the merry-go-round. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Get out of the credit card trap you're in. Don't borrow more. Get my help to consolidate or eliminate your debt under Chapter 7 or 13. Keep your house and car. Listen to my new 24-hour Chapter 7 and 13 info tapes.
1-800-401-4010.
With a 94-yard rushing performance by tailback A.J. Harris, and the future's looking up for Joe Novak and Northern Illinois. It's SIU and NIU. The fireworks are coming up next.
Illinois University. It's a college football Saturday here on Fox Sports Net. One of the best in 1AA takes on one of the better teams in 1A. Southern Illinois and Northern Illinois lock horns today at Huskies Stadium in DeKalb. Good afternoon. Alongside former NFL standout wide receiver Tom Waddle, I'm David Kaplan. And Tommy, as you look at this ball game, real interesting matchup. Southern Illinois, #1 ranked in 1AA. Northern Illinois, a highly ranked team a year ago, and they have high aspirations again this year.
This is a great opportunity for Southern Illinois, as you say, the #1 ranked team in 1AA, a chance to make a name for themselves and elevate their program against a 1A team. And for Northern Illinois, an opportunity to get to 1-1 on the season. Played very well against Maryland last week at Maryland. Unfortunately, they come away with a difficult loss. This is their home opener, an opportunity for them, as I said, to get back to even 1-1. And the bragging rights here, the champion of the state of Illinois in this ball game.
Right, they win the Civil War, North versus South. Now, when you look at Southern Illinois, they lost a ton in their running game a year ago. They may be better this year running the football.
Jerry Kill was concerned at the end of last year. He lost his top 3 tailbacks, a group that combined for 2,400 yards. But Brandon Jacobs transfers in from Auburn, a big kid, 6'4", 255. He can run with the football. Terry Jackson transfers in from the University of Minnesota, where he ran for over 1,300 yards back in 2002. And Archie Whitlock comes in from Coffeyville Junior College. This group is very deep, very talented. They call them the perfect storm. And I think they're trying to rain on Northern's parade this afternoon.
Well, Phil Horvath steps in because Josh Haldy, who should have been starting the game, is out with an injury to his right foot. Horvath stepped up in a tough loss at Maryland.
Played very well in his first collegiate effort out there. He did throw a couple of interceptions, but overall pretty solid outing. Unfortunately, no Michael Turner anymore. No PJ Fleck, but he has a solid young running back in A.J. Harris, who ran for 94 yards against the Terps last week. Dan Sheldon is back on the outside from injury, and most importantly, 4 of his top 5 linemen come back from last season. So yes, Phil Horvath has a tough task at hand, but I know Coach Joe Novak is very comfortable with his sophomore quarterback.
All right, let's go down to the field. Our Jim Blaney is standing by.
All right, David, thank you very much. And while the Huskies, of course, would have rather have had a win last week against Maryland, there are some things that they're pleased about, but other things they want to correct for today's game. And one of those is, if you look at the tackle chart from last week's game against the Terrapins, you'll find a lot of defensive backs at the top of the chart. We'll track that. We'll see if the tackles are getting made by the linebackers and the linemen rather than the guys in the secondary today. If they are, that means Northern will have more success. Back to you.
All right, Jim, so we'll set the lineups for you and have some great college football. Should be a doozy. Northern Illinois hosting Southern Illinois. It's all coming up. Kickoff is next on Fox Sports Net. Sportsnet's coverage of Northern Illinois Husky football is brought to you by U.S. Cellular. We connect with you. Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers, America's favorite. Casey's General Store, the official convenience store of NIU Athletics. The Village Commons Bookstore. For all your Husky clothing and souvenirs, visit vcbs.com. Applebee's. Try Applebee's Carside to Go. You call it in, we bring it out. Blaine. All right, we are ready for the opening kickoff. Crowd is buzzing. It is packed. Take a look at the coaches for today's game. There's Jerry Kill, head man at Southern Illinois. 4th season at SIU, and there is the man they just revere here in DeKalb. Joe Novak has built a really fabulous program for the Huskies. Craig Coffin is going to put the ball in the air. Wolf and Hickenbottom deep for Northern Illinois, and it is a college football Saturday, and it is absolutely beautiful. High driving kick's going to come down about 2 yards deep in the end zone, and Wolf says, I think I'm going to sit right here, Tom Waddle.
Probably a good decision as well.
Why take a chance on when you a little bit of indecision, mess up early?
You got that right.
Take the ball at the 20 and see if you can get something going. Take a look at, it's Phil Horvath, 19 of 36 last week at Maryland. Redshirted as a true frosh. He is a wonderful academic student. This guy's National Honor Society and was a standout in high school. Take a look at the guys that are charged with protecting him. Free, Lewick, Van Acker, Ebenach, and Verstrady, a big veteran group. Single back set. Harris going to get the handoff and going to fall forward to about the 22-yard line.
Well, that's a game plan early for Northern. They want to come out here, establish their territory. I'm assuming Joe Novak has told his kids, we're going to come out and punch this Division I AA team in the mouth and hopefully take a little steam out of them. Let them know that they're taking a step up in class and they better have their big boy pants on this afternoon.
McDermott and Sheldon are the guys split wide on a 2nd and 8 for the Huskies. Horvath's going to throw his first pass, finds his tight end Cieslak, and he is tripped up around the 26-yard line. Be a gain of, we'll call it 4 yards, maybe 4.5, Tom.
Southern plays a pretty unconventional defense. They run what they call a 4-2-5. 2 inside linebackers, 3 safeties, and 2 corners. Cornerback has been one of the weaknesses of this team. Looking to shore up their pass defense.
It's a 3rd and 4 for the Huskies. Horvath to throw, wide receiver screen, and he is going to be brought down short of the first down. Yemi Oksanya comes in and makes the play. Marcus Perez just couldn't get to the sticks. They set it up nicely, and there's the tackle. He comes flying in and makes a heck of a play. Yemi Oksanya for Southern Illinois, who's one of their top D-backs, career high 10 tackles a week ago.
Little bubble screen, not very successful. 3rd and short's what you want. Joe Novak's got to be a little angry about not converting in his first drive.
Anthony Gallagher to get it away, stumbles. A very short kick is going to bounce helpfully for Northern, and it will be down right around the 40-yard line. A little problem there on the punt team. Southern Illinois will go on the attack 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. So Northern Illinois, Tom, a 3 and out.
And not what you want to see. You have a young quarterback who played well last week against Maryland. He's in front of the home crowd right now. And as I said, you want to come out and establish yourself early against a team stepping up in class. 3 and out's not the way they wanted to get things started.
I backfield set for Southern Illinois. Sambursky is the quarterback, and again he has a group of running backs that are as good as you will find. Handoff inside, and it's going to be a big gain for Southern Illinois into Northern territory. Archie Whitlock, their speed demon. Ray Smith comes over and makes the tackle for the Huskies.
Talked about this running game at the top of the ball game. Archie Whitlock, a young man who transferred in from Coffeyville Junior College. Jerry Kill says he's the one that may have the most potential. Just great blocking up front from Southern. He gets into the secondary. Jim Blaney talked about it prior to kickoff. Northern, too many tackles in their secondary last week against Maryland, and a little bit more of the same to start off this ball game.
And a 1st and 10 again for Southern Illinois. This is a club that can run it, and that's what they're going to continue to try and do today, is pound away. Not going to gain much that time. Brandon Jacobs, their big hoss at 255 pounds. May have picked up a couple of yards, and here comes Jacobs into your living room.
It's amazing. A man 6'4" and 255 pounds has the speed to get to the outside, but you're going to see him go wide to the right. You're going to see him go wide to the left. They're going to run him between the tackles. This young man comes in from Auburn, and you can understand he's playing behind Cadillac Williams down there. He wanted an opportunity to carry the football more often, and Southern's giving him that chance.
Hickenbottom was the man that helped horse collar him and take him out of bounds on a 2nd and 8 now for SIU, and they're going to continue to run the football, and it's Jacobs again, and he is tripped up at the 32-yard line. They'll mark it at the 32. Knee hit down at the 31 or 32, so it will bring up a 3rd and long for Southern Illinois.
This is exactly what the Salukis wanted to do. They want to come out and establish their run game. They've got a group of veterans up front, 4 starters returning on the offensive line. Brandon Jacobs showed you speed a little bit earlier. There he shows you good vision. Jerry Kill has entrusted his offense to coordinator Matt Limegrover, who's a former offensive line coach. And you know they're going to focus on running the football.
Well, they take a timeout here early. 11:17 to go first quarter. And Southern Illinois takes a timeout. So We will take a timeout with them. No score. 11:17 left. First quarter in DeKalb.
For Endeavors and Gallants, wake up and drive to Max Matson Mitsubishi, Downers Grove, Countryside, and Aurora, Naperville.
All right, welcome back to DeKalb, Illinois. David Kaplan and Tom Waddle. Jim Blaney is prowling the sidelines here. And it's a 3rd and 4 for Southern Illinois. Northern took that timeout, make sure they got their defense set. Sambursky's going to throw, rolling, dumps, and it is going to come up short of the first down. Jacobs made the catch, but really, Tommy, never got his feet under him.
No, he didn't. They tried to run that screen, and Ray Smith did a great job sniffing it out. As you see, Brandon Jacobs just trying to run a little screen in the flat. He's got his offensive lineman in front of him and just trips up. Ray Smith with a nice play.
But he did, you're right, have some blocking out there. Craig Coffin is going to attempt the field goal. This is going to come from about a 46-yard attempt. Snap, set, kick is up, and it is good. His career long 48.
Flag on the play. Thrown as soon as the ball was snapped.
Ball start on Southern Illinois. That is a big play.
Good from 46. We'll see if they try it from 51, if my math is correct.
Wow, your math actually has improved.
Really don't see any movement. It looks like the left side of the line, the left end, may not have been up on the line. They may have got them for an illegal formation. Tough call for Coach Jerry Kill.
They're going to spot this one, the 42-yard line. This is a 52-yarder, career long again, 48 for Craig Coffin. Snap, set, kick, definitely has the distance. It is good. He drills it from 52 yards. Did have a little bit of a helping breeze, but he didn't need it, Tom Waddle.
Nightmare start for Northern Illinois. They go 3 and out on offense, and then Southern runs it down their throats, comes away with a big field goal.
3-0 SIU. We'll come back and watch the Northern offense go to work for the second Illinois scoring drive. 5 plays, 26 yards, a 52-yard field goal. Sets it right there at the 42, add the 10 in the end zone, 52, and look how far he makes it, Tom.
This one may be good from 60.
I mean, he pounded.
And there's really no wind to speak of either.
He swung that leg like you do your driver.
And usually you're the victim in that golf game, aren't you?
Usually. High end-over-end kick. That one's going completely out of the end zone. Oh, we found someone with a leg today. So the Huskies again on the attack. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Phil Horvath and company, their second possession. They went 3 and out the first time.
And Northern needs to get their act together right now. They look a little bit flat. No enthusiasm on the sideline. This is a team that Northern should handle up front. They've got a veteran offensive line. They've got a very good tailback in A.J. Harris. They need to establish the run.
Perez and Sheldon are the wideouts for Phil Horvath, and he is going to stumble and hand it to A.J. Harris. Takes it up the gut. A.J. Harris rumbles to the 35, maybe the 36, and that'll be a first down for Northern Illinois, and it gets the crowd alive.
Yeah, a potential disaster turns into a first down. A.J. Harris with good vision gets a nice block from his tight end, Jake Nordine. Solid, their first solid play of the afternoon.
And a 1st and 10 for Horvath. Again, single back set. Give it to A.J. again. A.J. around the left side. A.J. rumbling. Another Northern Illinois first down.
Well, Southern's very talented up front on defense. They've got a lot of depth. They've actually got 9 guys on their defensive line that will play today. But Northern should be able to control the line of scrimmage. Running over the left side, Doug Free, Ben Lewick getting a nice piece. And then A.J. Harris once again with good vision
Gets himself close to another first down.
Frank
He gets
Johnson
himself another first down.
Came up in on that tackle for Southern Illinois. Another Northern Illinois first down. And they're going to go right back to the man again. A.J. up the gut. A.J. breaks one. And he is knocked down at the 35. It's all A.J. all the time.
Well, it looks like that first series was a bit of a wake-up call from Northern. They realized they were in a football game. They're getting good drive up front. Jake Ebenhock, Brian Van Acker, the center, clearing some space. And A.J. Harris making folks, wouldn't say forget Michael Turner, but certainly making a name for himself.
Again, single back set. A.J. behind Horvath. And they're going to go back to A.J. again, and he's going to take this one short of the 30. Let's call it the 32-yard line. Should be a 2nd and 7 or thereabouts. These are, when you watch a guy run this many times as crisply as he has, you know this is a guy who really came to camp ready to play football.
Oh, no question. And this is just an attitude. Running the football is an attitude. And with that defense I talked about that Southern plays with 3 safeties out there, you have to attack the perimeter because those guys are a little light in the backside. You've got 205-pound safeties playing the spots of outside linebackers.
Horvath going to throw, and Horvath is lit up. Was able to get rid of the football at the last second. But Craig Sutherland came flying in from his linebacker spot, where right end came flying out in space and just lit up Horvath.
Yeah, usually when you have some success running the football, the misdirections, the screens, they work well, but Chris Sutherland, again, a senior, smart player, 15 career starts, not fooled by the fake.
2 wide receivers right. It'll be Perez and Dan Sheldon. A.J. again in the backfield, and Horvath straight drop. He's going to look. He's going to look. He is continuing to look, getting good time, throws, and it is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. Frank Johnson again in on the play, intended for Marcus Perez. Now, a couple of wide receivers for Northern are missing today. Sam Hurd and Chatone Powers, for disciplinary reasons, will not play today. So that's a big loss because you've got a guy in Marcus Perez, 5'10", 170, who's a freshman.
Young quarterback making a little bit of a mistake. If you're going to throw that football, throw it between your receiver and the sideline. He throws it back in the middle of the field and gives Southern an opportunity to create a turnover.
Well, 4th and 7, the Huskies going to go for it. Horvath throws, and it is incomplete. Sheldon may have looked for a flag, not going to get it, and Southern Illinois is going to take over on downs.
Looked like Dan Sheldon just slipped in his route.
When you go for it in that situation, obviously with the wind in your face, a 49, 50-yard field goal really doesn't make much sense.
Again, the ball's underthrown a little bit, but Dan Sheldon just slips, had a step on the defender. You also have a first-year field goal kicker for Northern Illinois, Chris Nendick. Wasn't getting a whole lot of action with an All-American type in Steve Azer last year.
Single back set, Southern Illinois on the attack. Archie Whitlock. A solid run across the 40-yard line. Boy, he is quick to the hole, Tom.
Well, they're running right behind their All-American candidate at center, Elmer McDaniel. Whitlock's a guy that you would think would get to the outside. He's only 195 pounds, but they're running Jacob, the 260-pound back, on the outside, and Whitlock up the middle. He's just got great quickness.
Hickenbottom in on the tackle, and Jim Blaney's tracking that. How many times the D-backs are the ones coming up to make the hit?
Well, Southern coach Jerry Kill's got a problem. He's got 3 outstanding tailbacks, and there's only 1 football.
He's got Brandon Jacobs now in his backfield, the big man, 255 pounds, and he gets the football. He turns around the right side, and he's knocked down short of midfield, right around the 47, 48-yard line.
You get a guy who's 255, 260 pounds running downhill full speed. There aren't a whole lot of guys standing in line to hit him. Gets a great block from his wide receiver. They just seal the end of the line of scrimmage. And once again, Southern establishing the run.
A 1st and 10 for Southern Illinois, just short of Northern Illinois territory. 7:20 to go here, first half.
Southern's going to throw the football, and they're looking for a big play, and it is going to be incomplete, overthrown. We had a lot of contact, a ton. Brent Little.
It's an uncatchable ball, first of all.
And Adrell Hansbrough.
Hansbrough has perfect position. Brent Little is their home run hitter. He does a good job. Hansbrough does, forcing Little to the sideline. It's just a pass that isn't catchable, and if there's any call made at all, that's going to go on Little. Good defense from the young sophomore cornerback.
A 2nd and 10 at the 48-yard line of Southern Illinois. Hand off to Jacobs. The big man is going to be dragged down short of the 50. Solid play by Ray Smith, number 48.
Ray Smith already.
Javen Lee also in on that tackle.
An outstanding game so far. Just a delay run, and again, there's a running lane. Jacobs finds some room on the right side, and Ray Smith with a great open field tackle.
Ray Smith just blew that play up.
Northern's going to stack the tackle box with 8 guys. Looks like can force Southern to beat them through the air.
A 3rd and 9. This is the first long 3rd down conversion of the day for Southern Illinois. And the Huskies do a wonderful job. Sambursky stepped up, tried to run with the football. And Ray Smith is there again.
It's a great example of a defense being very disciplined, staying in their lanes, and if you force a quarterback to run, make sure he runs up the middle where you can put a helmet on him. And again, they have a little twist in the middle of the field. They keep Sambursky pinned in. And Ray Smith again with a nice tackle.
Yeah, and Brian Atkinson actually was the man that just lit him up.
And really nowhere for Sambursky to throw the football. Good coverage in the secondary by the Huskies.
Brian Atkinson, they called the Beast, 6'1", 235. The punt away from Zach Kettlecamp, and it's going to bounce out of bounds at the 4-yard line. That's what we call, they ought to have the other kid punting, Craig Coffin. That's a Coffin corner kick.
Well, certainly Southern is winning the battle of special teams at the moment.
Jerry Kill, the head football coach at Southern, his club 10-2 a year ago, as were the Northern Illinois Huskies. This is NIU's 2nd oldest rivalry in football.
And as we said at the top, an opportunity for the Salukis to take their program to the next level. They are 0 for their last 18 against Division 1A opponents.
Northern Illinois going to run the football from their own 4 and gain absolutely nothing. Adrian Davis, who is a very strong guy. They tell me in the weight room this guy can throw the weights around. He's just 5'5", 181.
Well, and you're going to see an excellent play from Alexis Moorhead as well. Division I AA All-American at safety. Comes in and cleans up the play from his free safety position. Southern's come to play this afternoon.
And again, it's going to be Adrian Davis. He's going to try and turn the corner. He's across the 5, across the 10, knocked out of bounds just short of the 12-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and let's call it 3.
Brad Cieslak with a great job sealing the right side of the line of scrimmage. You'll see the tight end right there, taking Jamarcus Jordan down the line, creating a running lane, and right there, Adrian Davis gets close to a 1st down. 3rd and short.
A.J. Harris back now, single back set. The Huskies look to convert on 3rd down. Horvath barks out signals.